evening, and welcome back to another edition of MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only talent, El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. It is another en fuego day in the hottest city in the world, coming at you live and direct from South Florida again. Listen, it's officially, It's July 7th. Sorry, November 7th. I'm tripping, my bad. It's November 7th. It's 9:01. You know, I stay on my ish, right? We have highs of 86, lows of 74. Current temperature right now is 77 degrees. Now, surprisingly, I didn't notice. We got a hurricane warning? Big facts. Like, we have a whole entire hurricane warning, and I didn't even know. Like, it took me doing getting ready for the show, and getting ready to give you guys the weather for today, and I was like, and it was like, oh, you have a hurricane warning right now. You have a hurricane warning on July 7th until 6 p.m. or some shit, and I was like, July 7th at 6 p.m. When the hell is that? Is that today? What's today? No doubt, that was today, and apparently, we had one hell of a, not really one hell. We had a hurricane warning. Before we start the show, let me tell you. I told you guys before. You know what? Fuck that. Let's get the show started, right? Man, as I already told you guys, right? It's volume 8, episode 24, track 478 in the MyT Sports Podcast. It is officially November 7th. It is Monday. It's Manic Monday. It's Monday Night Football. So you already know. Shoot. Excuse me. Excuse me. I think I got one more coming. Shoot. Woo. We are sneezing. Ooh. Shoo. Oh, I think that's the weed pollen in the air. Ooh, listen, we got a big show for you guys, right? Like we gonna talk about the new team that's taking over New York. We gonna talk about Brittany Griner. We got Joe Size List, right? World Series, apparently that's over. We got a new Blue Chew promo code. This week for you guys, right? We got the weekend results, and we did good this weekend, right? As I already told you guys, we got Monday Night Football. Don't forget that tomorrow is the day to vote in your local city, town, or community, right? We got daylight savings that just hit us out of nowhere. I don't know about y'all guys. I wasn't quite ready for that fully, right? We got Jets talk. We got Knicks talk. We got Crown Jewel. We have all that and more coming up next right here on the MyT Sports Podcast. But you guys already know what we say here. Regardless of the time and regardless of the weather. Hey, yo, Coach, I think I'm going to need your help on this one.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's stir this shit up. So, let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Man, it's another beautiful day. It's another beautiful day down here in South Florida. Like, hurricane or not, it was another beautiful day. Because it was just windy. It was just breezy. I almost said it was wheezy. It was just breezy out here. Like, I really had no clue that we had a hurricane coming. And I'm going to let you guys know, right? Because I always get a bunch of people that they always say, man, I don't know how you can live in South Florida. You know what I mean? Like, you guys always having hurricanes and stuff. I don't know if I can deal with all that. And you know what? To be honest with you, right? We don't really have a lot of hurricanes in Florida. It just sounds like it. Let me break this down for you.
Caught on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
And don't forget sponsors. If anybody has a sponsor, you can watch this. This can be your product sitting right here in the video the whole entire time that we're doing a podcast. Message me. and we'll talk business. Business. All right, let's continue to roll up and roll out. Speaking of roll up and roll out, you guys know how we like to start off the podcast, right? So go ahead and pour yourself up a drink, right? Get cozy. I got the Monday Night Football game in the back, so I'll give you guys updates on that. But pour yourself a nice little drink, whatever you want to sip on. It's a long show, right? Roll yourself up one, pack your bowl, pack your bong, or whatever you use your smoking apparatus. Hit your trigger, your rigger, hit your rig your trigger, whatever you know what I'm saying over there. Jimmy your rig, and let's really get into the show today. Excuse me, no, I'm gonna get my first roll up on you guys, right? So, not for nothing, there's not really a lot of hurricanes that pop up down here, right? It just seems like a lot. Because like even today's hurricane didn't even pop up on my radar because it wasn't even a hurricane. It wasn't even a Category 3. Not to say they're not dangerous before a Category 3, but it wasn't even a Category 3. I didn't even hear about water and toilet paper and public sandwiches being bought at nauseum. I didn't hear none of that shit. I didn't get no random text from friends of mine being like, hey, water special, toilet bowl special, at so-and-so place. When I get those kind of messages, then I'll be like, okay. Most people understand when it comes to South Florida, right? Is that you get a lot of hurricane warnings. And I think I may have mentioned this before. I think I have to mention this like almost every year. Because I had a homegirl from Indiana that said that to me. Man, I can't live in Florida. Like, you guys get too many hurricanes. Mind you, she lived in a state that in 1 hour, 23 tornadoes can actually touch down. And they did. Took her mama's roof. For South Florida, we get 23 hurricane warnings in a 3-year time span. And most of those fizzle out to tropical storms, you know what I mean, or a light summer's day, you know what I mean, a cool winter's breeze, you know what I mean, your girl's summer's eve. Like it breaks down to something real gentle like. So for the people like, the hurricanes, like, it's okay. Be strategic where you live at. Like, if you want to live on the beach, understand that your shit may disappear at the first major hurricane. Come inland a little bit, but still can't guarantee you anything. But prepare for one major hurricane a decade. Think about it, right? I know you want to like, damn, like he is kind of like you heard about Andrews, Wilma, and then Bertha. Or whatever the other one was. They're like 30 years apart. But it's a 10-year difference between each one. I mentioned 3 for a 30-year time frame. That started back in the 90s. You understand? We're going back to the 1900s for this. That's how long ago it was. Don't forget, now you listen to the podcast, wherever you listen to the podcast at, don't forget to like, follow, and share. You can listen to the podcast live almost anywhere. That's on Podbean, which we use for our call-in line. For the people listening on Podbean, you can use that line to call in. Instagram, you can call in through the Instagram as well. Right? You go to watch the show live on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube. Catch the re-ear on TuneIn Radio, on Podbean, on Apple Podcast or Google Podcast, on Pandora. Yeah, we did too. Wherever you want to listen to a podcast at. All right, let's continue to roll up and roll out. I think I give you guys enough about this hurricane history. It just kind of revs me up, especially when I hear from somebody that you can literally lose your roof in one day from 23 actual tornadoes. Like, what in the flying fudge are you talking about? But let's continue to roll up and roll out. Let's cut this. Let's get into our first topic of the day. Not even gonna be our first topic of the day. Actually, let's not start anything before we get into our birthday celebrations for the day. Hey yo, drop that beat for me. You like that? I like that. You like that? Oh man. I gotta clear the focus on this one. You know, you always get hype here. What we like to do here on the Mighty Sports Podcast, we like to start off the podcast really with a birthday celebration. And what we do here on the birthday celebrations, all we like to do is give a little birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on the air. Last time that we had a podcast was on Friday, 8:07 p.m. to 11:07 p.m. ish. Kind of heavy on that ish time if you caught the start time today. Right? And so that's covering Saturday, that's covering Sunday, and that's covering today. So, oh boy, you know what that means. That means there's a lot of weekend at Bernie's going on. That means if you ain't that means if I don't find out that you were face down in a toilet bowl drunk somewhere, I don't care if you're 22 or 62. Let's get this party started, right? Because, yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday, it's your because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. All right, first birthday we'd like to give the shout out to is to one Jacqueline DeMoya Dooley. I was at the party when she got the last name Dooley. You understand? I may start having to make myself like a professional wedding ringer. Like, I'm gonna have people like, yo, you gotta listen. If you want your wedding hype, right? You feel like, yo, I need somebody that to get on in the dance floor, get shit popping, get shit started. You hire me. I could be your wedding party popper, right? Come and dance some fancy clothes, buy a little extra bling. You play a couple songs. I'm over here doing my thing. He's doing shoulderly, he shoulderly. You understand? I get it all. It's electric, boogie oogie. We can go on for decades, but this show is only for hours, so. But I was at the party when you got the last name Dooley's. Want to say happy birthday to my homegirl Jack. I had no birthdays for the 5th. No birthdays for Saturday. If you guys know somebody had a birthday on Saturday, on Sunday, or today, you guys hit me up in the chats. Hit me up in the DMs. You guys get them in quick because you know this segment goes by hot and it goes by fast. We want to get those celebratory shout outs in here as quickly as possible. So again, happy birthday to my homegirl Jacqueline, who was a big bowling fan. Like, we're talking about like avid bowling. We're talking about every single week. Like, I'm gonna go bowling. I'm gonna put the carpal tunnel wrist brace on, and I'm gonna go bowling. I'm gonna get myself a couple of bucks. You understand? Like, we're talking about real bowling. Like, I got my own ball with my own holes. I got a bag. It got wheels. I got shoes. It got wheels. You understand? I come to the day like, look at the wheels. So, hey, birthday, Jacqueline. I met her through one of my best friends. That's that thing. What's going on, Jaden? How you doing? Yo, I was just talking with Nat. That's actually funny. I was actually just talking with Nat and telling her how you guys were on, how you guys have popped up on the show. Appreciate you popping in again. Appreciate you. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So, also, let's move forward, right? And damn, he landed on his head. Is that Lamar? Nah. Was that Lamar that landed on his head like that? Damn. That wasn't Lamar. They're gonna check him out. That wasn't Lamar. Right? And then we got a birthday today. Then we got a birthday right now. We got a birthday right now on November 7th. And it's funny, right? It's funny. It's real funny. Because I told you guys, if you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, then you don't get an automatic birthday shout out. I don't remember none of these birthdays, right? I go to my Facebook real quick, like, okay, who's my friend? Who got a birthday? Let's go ahead and give you a shout out. But this whole entire time leading up, like for a couple of months now, I've been trying to figure out to myself, why the fuck, what the fuck is November 7th, right? Like whose birthday is November 7th? Like, I couldn't remember. Like, it's been racking my brain. And then, when the birthdays came up, I was like, the one Brethren Cody. Hey, so I want to say happy birthday as well to Cody, Roxanne, Lauren. I saw that you recently dropped yourself a hit single. So not just a big shout out to you as well, but you gotta keep it on the family. Big shout out to you and your hit single. That's what I call it when people drop kids. When people have kids, people. All right, just let you guys know. That's the hit single, okay? You have twins, you drop a double CD. If you drop 3 of them, you just showing off, and that's okay. Listen, I got nothing for triplets, right? That's a whole discography at that point in time. And what you understand, if you drop your 3rd album, you should be buying your mama crib by then. So, which I know I ain't know to remember that, right? The loosely tied to some other shit we told you. We'll talk about that later. But you guys remember, right? Entertainers talking about how they weren't able to afford buying their mom a crib until like their 3rd album. Yet we were looking at them as megastars, touring all over the place, selling millions and millions and millions of albums. Yet they couldn't afford to buy their mama crib to their 3rd album. I wonder why that is. I wonder if there's something in their contract that makes it almost impossible for them to earn money in the first 2-3 years. I wonder if there's somebody that does up these contracts. That's the head of that business that basically can rob an artist for 2 years, where you basically have made almost hundreds of millions of dollars, probably hundreds of millions of dollars, yet you haven't made enough money to finally buy your mama crib. I wonder why that was. I'm just sitting like, it's like that joke and shit, right? And it's something that I like to ask to all my podcasts. It's just something that pops to me in the middle of the night while I'm watching the moonshine, while I drink my moonshine. But I didn't want to say moonshine again. You understand, though. That's all the birthdays I got, right? So to Jacqueline and to Cody, we want to wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. Hope you enjoy everything. Hope you regret nothing. I told you guys, this is Monday, so you had no reason to get your weekend at Bernie's on. But more importantly, you continue to think, MyT. All right, now you can go ahead and drop that beat or cut that beat. Whew. Whew. I like the birthday party. I don't know about you guys. I hope you guys have rolled out by now. I hope you guys have rolled up by now. So I'm feeling this already. I'm feeling it. Right? I'm feeling it. Feel the blast that you get from the feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the lie. If you feel it, throw your L's in the sky. Go ahead and throw your L in the sky one time for me. Woo. Woo, woo. From Iraq for real. I'm cross-referencing my rappers here. Let's get into our mighty topic of the day, right? Mighty topic of the day has been something that's been near and dear to us for the last, what has it been now? 263 days to be exact, right? And what that is just making sure we take the time to remember, right? And mention and pass on as much positive energy or whatever we utilize, right? To channel positive energy, right? This to keep Brittany Griner in our thoughts, prayers, or like I said, or positive thoughts, right? Positive light, positive energy. Brittany Griner, if you guys are unsure, she's been as it's been categorized, wrongfully detained in Russia since February 17th. That's officially now 263 days. We make sure that we always mention Brittany Griner here on the MyT Sports Podcast, just to make sure that she isn't ill-forgotten, because we know of the kind of resume that she has. If she was one of her male NBA counterparts, if she was a Kevin Durant, if she was a Giannis Antetokounmpo, who she has a better resume than both of them, by the way, right? If she was a if she was a Klay Thompson, right? If she was a Kevin Garnett of the time, a Tracy McGrady, if she was Kobe, LeBron James, Mike. She doesn't have the resume of Kobe, LeBron James, and Mike. But if she had the resume that she has now as a male superstar, well, she would have been a bona fide star. You understand? Like we're talking about straight gravity, pure pressure. When it comes to her, like, we would have never heard about it. You understand? There would have been riots in the street already. Let this have been the golden child, Stephen Curry. Like, there would have been a full-blown riot already. If you guys don't know, Brittany Griner is an NBA champion, but also an 8-time All-Star and an 8-time block leader. If you guys are basketball fans, you let me know the last time that you heard of a player being an 8-time block leader. Well, that has been Brittany Griner. 2-time scoring champion, as well as being a block leader. You find me how many people that are that accomplished on defense that also become 2-time scoring leaders. That doesn't happen often. You understand? The last time that your scoring leader was also your defensive player of the year, that was Kobe. Let's just let you know. Just say it. To my knowledge, still LeBron did not do that. Just saying. But she's an 8-time block leader, 2-time peak performer, 3-time WNBA first team, 4-time WNBA, 3-time WNBA second team, 2-time defensive player of the year. Told you. 3-time defensive first team, 4-time defensive second team. That's 7 years, all defense. That's 7 of the 8 years that she was a block leader. She made all defense. Just saying. Just point that out to you. Like, that's her resume. And that's not just her WNBA stuff, where she also made it to the all-rookie team. They didn't win Rookie of the Year, though. But in college, she was AP Player of the Year, Most Outstanding Player as well, 3-time Big 12 Player of the Year, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, NCAA Champion, High School Player of the Year. You understand? She's been balling since she was a jit. Oh. And if it don't get even more special, not only is she a pillar and leader in the LGBT community, but she's only the 3rd woman in WNBA history to dunk a ball in regulation game. Just saying. Like, these are the milestones that she has. These are her accolades. And if you compare if you could find me the male equivalent that has these accolades, those guys, I guarantee you, are in the top 75. And if any one of them had been kidnapped by a foreign country, we'll never stop hearing about it. Because all of those guys are beloved. Or beloved, I should say. Most of them. So again, let's just keep, Brittany Griner in your thoughts, prayers, positive energy. And it costs nothing to do that. We understand that she may have fucked up by not double checking to make sure that she cleared an empty weed cartridge or an empty cartridge, right? And she got all empty cartridges out of her bag, right? So I understand that she could have done better and double check or triple check. But how many of us will have to, like, our whole entire life ruined and career ruined over something that minuscule? And not only that, to add to it, we all know that there's a hidden motive, but we all have learned by now there's a hidden motive to her incarceration, and to her false imprisonment, as categorized by our country's leader. And that is the fact that they've been trying to use her. What's going on? Oh shit! Is that the Chill Will? Is that? Hold on. Is that? Let me get this little soliloquy out the way, and then we got you, Chill Will. We got Chill Will coming in the house, our senior Ohio correspondent. You know he's in a big mood right now. You know he's feeling himself. His team over here doing well. One of his players is one of the top 5 scoring leaders in the league right now. We ain't gonna talk about the Browns or the Indians, but right now he has to be in a big mood for those Cavs. We gonna take it there in just a minute when we start talking about Brittany Griner.
Cleveland! This is for you!
So we've already learned by now that part of her false imprisonment, right, is that they've been trying to utilize her, or they wanted to utilize her, right, or they wanted to use her as leverage to try to free up one of their illegal arms dealers. And and I don't know if they thought that they would swap the two, or if they reached for something so high that they realized, you know what? Let's just ask for the most, knowing that they're never going to give it to us. But that's their asking price. Now let me ask you guys this. Listen. It's a question I've already answered already, right? It's a harsh reality. I already put on wax that Brittany Griner may do some serious time there, because we had an actual government agent that they took 2 years to negotiate their freedom. And that's a government agent with government knowledge and government use. I don't know when you're going to find a real value for the trade of Brittany Griner. It's going to be the hardest WNBA trade in history. You understand? It's going to be the hardest NBA. It's going to be the hardest trade in history. Like, damn. Like, what is Brittany Griner really worth? I'm going to tell you this. As a former soldier, she's not worth an illegal arms deal. And that's really the harsh reality of it. As much as I said, just keep in your positive thoughts. That's all I ask for. Because there's a harsh reality of it that she may want to take up Puta's, what's his name? Putin? Right, she might want to take up Putin's offer to start coaching their women's team, because that may be the only way that she gets freedom. Start coaching that women's team and learn Russian, because you're gonna be there for the next 9 years. By the time she gets out, she's gonna be 40. If she makes it to a WNBA team when she gets out, it's only because they're doing her a favor to give her 1 year as she retires. So literally, if Brittany Griner does this whole entire term, her career is over. And my phone is an Apple. If you guys know the MyT Sports Podcast, that is the notification. That's just my notification sound phone. But yet it has immaculate timing. And sometimes horrible timing. But for comedic purposes, it has immaculate timing. And you know what they say, you got to find a funny somewhere. Ooh, that $6 big box of Popeyes does look good. And they got Cajun. Oh, they want you. Oh, you can reserve the Cajun turkey now. Ooh. Did they run out of Cajun turkeys last time? Didn't they take too many orders and had motherfuckers ready to burn shit the fuck down? And y'all better quit playing motherfuckers Thanksgiving dinners. You understand? Motherfuckers will straight up break the whole entire law to feed their family on Thanksgiving. It ain't just about their family. They got people coming from out of town. So you know how you have those family members that are overly trying to be impressive to family, like, oh, you gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do this. We got so and so coming to town. We gotta make sure. Like, I'm not down for all that. But it's always the woman. It's always the women in the family, right? It's always the women in the family. That's how us men get dragged into it, right? It's either somebody that you're with or somebody that gave birth to you. that has been requested this from you your whole entire life, and it's hard for you to say no to either one of them. Chill, Will, you about ready? I seen you got your seat ready. Then let you guys know again that if you look at the call into the MyT Sports Podcast, you can call it through either the Podbean app or through the Instagram app. That's the only two places that we accept call-ins at. Or if I gave you a back channel line, which is there's a black channel line. All right, there's a black channel line. If I gave you the black channel line, then you can use that as well. There's only like 10 of you that have that. Just to let you guys know. So we have fun with that. All right, folks. Let's get Chill Will in here. I can see him anxiously waiting to get on the mic. You know, he's happy about his team. I'm happy about my team, but I'm happy about my football team. He's happy about his basketball team. Let's get this party started, right? It's been a while since we had Chill Will in the building.
You drop takes, don't you? You drop takes, don't you? Sir, yes, sir! If you're going to drop takes, you might as well go ahead and drop them exhibitiously. Cleveland! This is for you!
We'll drop them exhibitiously.
I'm like, that's your cue. Go ahead. Over here acting like that Jay-Z and Nas song that he did together. Like, hey, like niggas normally going after like 4 bars, man. Go in.
Yeah. What's up? My guy.
I'm good.
It's been a minute, man.
You know, living good, eating good.
Back by good crap.
Getting fat. It's football season. Always getting like 15 pounds during football season.
Eating, walking tacos and shit.
Tacos, wings.
Glizzies and glizzies and
Whoa, pause.
walking tacos.
Pause. You know what's funny though? If I was living in New York, you can say that. And I'd have nothing to say. I'll just have to give you that look. I just have my chin up with the smirk on my face, like this nigga. Like, but I live in South Florida. Like, I eat a lot of tacos. Okay, La Playa's and Putas. I eat a lot of tacos.
Oh man! I just found out that when you squirt his pee.
You did share that. Listen, that's always been the myth of it this whole entire time. That it's it's a watered down version of your urine or whatever. Like, but
bro.
but there's guys. Listen, those same people that love it, they already know. Like the people that are drinking like their girls squirt, they know that they're drinking a little bit of pee because they like to get peed on secretly. Like let's not get it twisted. Like if you like getting a squirt on it,
I know you in there. You had some squirt on your lips, man.
Listen, listen, man. I've had somebody Niagara Falls all over my damn face.
Oh my gosh.
And I did lap that shit up like a fucking cartoon character that's eating the cake in his face. You know what I mean? In one fell swoop, I was like, God damn, girl. Like, what is that? Is that Sasson? That motherfucker has some Sasson in them juices. Man. It was pineapples and Sasson. That shit had flavor, B. I'm just saying, like, whatever. Pineapple juice and Sasson.
Yeah, man. So everything good in the hood, for real, bro. Look, we built like the Detroit Pistons, like 2.0. If you think about it, like the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like we got a smaller backcourt, but they can score it. And you know what? Let me tell you something about Donovan Mitchell. He's way better than I thought he was, bro.
Oh, he is.
You don't get to see these West Coast guys. I mean, you get to see the playoffs. But you know what I'm saying? On a night in and night out basis, though, he's a legit, like...
Yeah, unless you're seeking him out, you don't get to see him. And the thing, and I'm going to tell you this. The thing about Knicks fans, right? And I'm going to assume this. I know... I'm not guilty. I've been watching Donovan McMahon for a minute. Not Donovan McMahon, but Donovan Mitchell for a minute now, right? But if you're a Knicks fan, because his name has been tied into rumors, which for you for like the last 3 years... I feel like all Knicks fans have watched him extensively. Like they've been watching tape on him. Like they're scouts. Like, look at this. Okay, that's his go-to move. He likes his face. Okay, he comes in and out. He can finish with the left or the right. He's ambidextrous. He got a little Dwayne Wade in him. Oh, Donovan Mitchell is the truth. And you know what? It's so funny that none of them are really doing bad, right? You have. Like your team, Cleveland, right? They're 8-1, but even more than that, Donovan Mitchell is one of the top 5 scorers in the league right now. Right?
Right. Shit. What's Darius though? Darius gotta be still up there too.
No, let's hold. I don't know yet. I look up Darius. I look up, but no. What I mean, that none of them is doing bad. I mean, Denver's not doing bad, right? Is it Denver or Utah? Utah, they were at Utah. Right, Utah's not doing bad. They're 8-3 after their trade, right? And they lost Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Well, I just told you what Donovan Mitchell is doing in Cleveland, right? In the number 2 spot. Only team they're behind is a team directly in their division. That's the Milwaukee Bucks. And then when it comes to the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're still the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? But as it currently stands right now, they're in the postseason play. And that's probably that's probably right around where they're gonna be.
I mean,
listen, they didn't add. Listen, they probably got the worst out of the deal. We saw Rudy Gobert get cooked in the Euro League by the Offensive Player of the Year. The NBA's Defensive Player of the Year got cooked by their Offensive Player of the Year in a championship game. It was in a championship game at his position.
Who is this, Luka?
No, Rudy Gobert.
Who's cooking?
No. So it was another center at his position. This dude was like.
Oh, so was this a random motherfucker?
Yeah, this dude was like, but he was like 7 for 7 from 3-point range. He only missed like 3 shots the whole game. Had a double on him. I was like, God damn. I don't know. Listen, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie to you. If he can cook the Defensive Player of the Year, then he at least deserves to come off of somebody's bench. Somebody need to give. But you know what? Maybe he don't make. He could be he could be just that much of a countryman though. Who knows? You know how that is when it comes to the Euro League. Some people are countrymen. Some.
They probably just ain't know.
Some.
Be on somebody's roster soon.
Maybe. I probably don't know yet. I probably need to look him up. I need to go find his name and then see exactly what's going on with him and find it out. Yeah. So this game just went to halftime. This New Orleans and Baltimore game. If I'm not mistaken, this score is 14-3 headed into halftime. We'll give you an update. Well, New Orleans has played all right almost all season though. Like I mean, their record, excuse me, like isn't the most spectacular thing in the world, right? It doesn't really stand out to you, but they've not embarrassed themselves. I guess that's the most you can say, right? That's the best you can say about a team that you don't expect much from.
They going to the playoff. They the playoff picture. They top 8, ain't they?
I'm trying to think. The last time I did the playoff picture of New Orleans was in there. I don't think they were. I can't remember. I don't think they were though. I don't think they were. And I just had to. It's just funny.
They lost like 3 games.
I just did the playoff picture last week.
Damn 9 games. You get that big game.
I know, but yeah, I don't think New Orleans isn't one of the teams that was in. They're 3-5 right now. New Orleans Saints.
Oh,
they're definitely not in the playoff picture. Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't remember them being. You talking about the Pelicans? Oh, I was talking about the Saints. That's how I thought you was talking about it. Because I just said that the Saints and the Ravens were going into halftime.
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
I probably said New Orleans and Philly. Who knows? But yeah, but Saints and it's 14-3. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, Baltimore. Baltimore's back. Yeah. Baltimore is whooping up on them. I think most people probably picked Baltimore to win this game, and I don't foresee the Saints having the kind of firepower, or not so much just firepower and gutso, right, and ability to go ahead and make a comeback on this Baltimore team, because that's been this Baltimore team's biggest biggest Achilles heel this whole entire season. Like they've had some monster double-digit leads, and they've blown them all in the fourth quarter. The last time they held on to a lead was what was it? It was either last week or a week before that. They had a close game. Was it against Pittsburgh or New England that they played? It was one of those teams.
Jacksonville or something?
Maybe Jacksonville. It could have been. It was somebody, but it was just because I know it wasn't somebody good, but it was just enough to give them some kind of that you hope that it give them enough confidence to.
Miami.
Oh no, Miami's the team that exposed them. Miami's the reason why this whole entire area that I'm in fell in love with Tua got a tongue twister. That was that 6 touchdown game. Listen, you understand? He has officially became a South Florida legend. He eats free now everywhere.
Listen to me, though.
And that's all he's done. He now can eat free everywhere in South Florida just by having 6 touchdowns in a game.
Bro, listen, I'm telling you, I be in these spaces. They think this motherfucker is Patrick Mahomes. Like, Miami fans are maybe the worst fan ever. I never knew this about Miami fans. And I don't think we would have never known. But they act like they've really been there before. And like they Super Bowl bound.
See, you don't know this because I know this because I'm a Jets fan. I have to deal with these motherfuckers. And they've been humbly quiet. They have been. They've been humbly quiet. I respect that.
I mean, they beat, but I'm saying, like, the Jets just beat.
The Jets beat the Bills. We beat Green Bay. We beat Miami.
So I'm saying to you, like, that, it can't be that. But I'm not saying I ain't trying to down the Jets, but at the end of the day, like that win ain't the same. The Bills beat the Jets. The Miami beat the Jets. That means the Bills is not even top of their division. Am I right or wrong? I don't know.
Well, right now we're all kind of. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Jets and Bills are now tied, and the Bills and the Jets may have. Wait, are the Jets in first place? Hold the front door. Hold the fucking front. No. Wait, don't. Wait a minute. The Jets because the Jets beat the Bills and the Jets also beat the Dolphins. If we all have the hold the front, hey yo. Sorry. Hey yo. Sorry, I can feel my Jets power rising.
You gotta play the Browns, though. Y'all gotta play the Browns.
Whatever, man. We're gonna watch the Browns. Stop playing with me. Listen, we gonna have 3 interceptions in that game.
That's what Deshaun comes back there. So you got no chance.
We gonna have listen. He's gonna be rusty. We're gonna have 3 interceptions that game. He gonna think he the shit.
Nah, he don't gotta throw.
Oh, excuse me.
He ain't gotta throw. We just need him to be what Jacoby Brissett is that with the RPO. Think about Deshaun.
Yo, I'm right. So New England just won as well, right, this week. So yeah, I don't know if you guys realize this. The AFC East is the best division in football right now. Yo, my phone is an asshole.
And New England's still the best team in that division.
The New England Patriots are 5-4. Then the Dolphins, well, they're gonna be 6-4 after this week's numbers come in, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have the Dolphins at 6-3, so they're gonna end up being 7-3. Wait, no, week 9 just finished. These numbers are right. They're not right. Are they right? Hold on. We just finished we're in week 9 right now.
Monday Night Football.
And this is week 9. Right? So we're going into week 10? Okay. So these numbers are official then. So the Bills are 6-2?
How? They haven't played they haven't finished the Monday night game.
I know, but I mean they have the records updated, don't they? Because the Jets have played 9. I can see the Jets have played 9 games. Dolphins played 9 games. Patriots played 9 games. The Bills already had their bye week. They have them with 8 games here. So so the Bills are 6-2. Jets are 6-3. Dolphins are 6-3. Patriots are 6-4. So that's the only thing that's saving it. So the Bills only got 2 losses. Who the fuck the Bills lost to the first time? Was it Baltimore or some shit?
Was it? No, I didn't think they beat Baltimore.
It was somebody early in the season, right? It was It was an early loss they had.
Look, you got the computer right there.
I know. I'm pulling it up slowly while I talk and hesitate. Like, can I hesitate? Like, can I buy time? But let's see here.
Yeah, he was asking me. Yeah.
Let's see. No, they beat the Rams in week 1. They had an early loss. I know it was like in one of their first. I feel like it was one of these first 3 weeks they had a loss. Who did they lose to unexpectedly? And that's supposed to be their early wake-up call. No, they beat the Titans early in the season. God damn. They waxed the Titans early this season already. Shit. This is the second time they've played already? I gotta hurry up and update the fantasy leagues playoffs. I didn't get it set yet. Let's see. It's probably is it gonna be in week 3? Okay. Oh, damn. It's week 3. Oh, they lost to the Bills. I mean they lost to the Dolphins. Oh.
That's what I just said.
I didn't realize that's what you said. Yeah, that was one of those O's. It made me realize that's what you had said. So their only 2 losses are both into division foes. It's gonna be interesting.
Right, so I'm saying, if y'all beat them and New England, then y'all should be top of your division.
Yo, I don't think we beat New England though. We lost to New England. So we lost to New England, but we beat Buffalo. We beat the Dolphins.
Oh, Miami beat New England. I think.
They probably did. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting for real. I'm gonna have to look at the rest of the Jets' schedule because this was supposed to be their hard part of their schedule, if I'm not mistaken. Like this is supposed to be the part of the schedule where people thought that the Jets could possibly start out 0-7, but there was hope that if the back end of their season that they could pick up a couple of games. You know what I mean? And I remember this saying like, yo, if they can finish off their first 7-8 games with 3-4 victories, right? That the back end was looking decent enough that they can sneak into the playoffs. Let me take a quick look real quick because that makes me curious now. Like, who the fuck do we have? Who the hell do the Jets have remaining on their schedule that to see what do? Because right now, what did I just say? That we're 6-3 right now. We just wrapped up week 9. I know next week is our bye week, so we're not gonna be playing anybody next week. Get out my face, advertisements. Jeez, it just popped like 3 of them on me at one time. Like I popped on a porn site. Shit. All right, so week 11, when we come back from our bye, we play New England. Like I'm not even going to say that we can win that game because I don't like how Bill Belichick does young quarterbacks. So I'm not even going to have faith in that game yet. But after that, we play Chicago, and that's a winnable game. And we play Minnesota. Let me see. What time is that game? Is
But
that
how
right?
y'all winning? This dude playing ass.
The same way all teams that have a quarterback that's still up in the air. Great defense, great special team, short yardage situation, and run the hell out of the ball. You forget before he got injured. Yo, Bryce was Brees.
Hey man, how the hell y'all trade for James Robinson though? What's the fuck wrong with Jacksonville?
They had no use for him.
I don't know what the dude was. He was a stud. They keep playing him every year. They drafted him like he couldn't even start. So he ended up just taking the job. Last year they ended up bringing, was it Fournette or somebody in? Not Fournette. Well, 1 year it was Fournette, I think, or somebody, whoever it was.
This all gonna be interesting.
That he took the job from it. Then last year he balled out. This year he just lost the job to ETN because ETN came out of nowhere and they started giving him the ball. But the dude, like, he can't get no respect.
And he's getting respect in New York. We respect him. We respect the shit out of him in New York.
I mean, Michael Carter, I like Michael Carter joke. I always like Michael Carter. I thought they tried to play him too.
Yeah,
Brees is a different animal.
Oh no, Brees was gonna. He's our Saquon. Like he's our.
He better than Saquon. I don't know what. No.
It don't matter, but you know what I'm saying though.
Respect Brees like that.
We know what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
He's that versatile back. He was gonna be that all-purpose versatile back, running the ball, catch the ball, can give.
He's a run the ball first guy. Even though they was using him like he kept, that man can run the ball run. I was surprised how much they was using him in the passing game. Period. Him and Kenneth Walker last year were by far the best backs in the league, like in the college ranks. Like they were the best. And yeah, Brees. I'm sorry he got hurt, man. That shit was horrible.
No, so you understand, like, so we had Brees. We was running the ball with him. Michael Carter was backing him up, right? And then in the passing game that we really didn't use, right? You still had Garrett Wilson that we barely even used, like unless when Joe Flacco was there. When Joe Flacco was there, he had him as a 100-yard receiver, and fucking Zach Wilson still hasn't discovered him yet, right? Like he's still passing the ball to Corey Davis and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like.
Elijah Moore. Like y'all got a spot.
Yeah, no. Well, you asked me how we're winning games. That's how. And then on the defense, you got fucking Sauce Gardner back there. You know what I mean? Like looking like he went to the school of Revis. You know what I mean?
He went to my second favorite college since his daddy, baby.
Like I said, I was a senior Ohio correspondent.
He was it's crazy.
Cleveland! This is for you!
I don't think nobody even scored against him in college, ever. Like, ever.
Ooh.
He got, like, unreal college stats. Like,
so you got...
you can look that shit up. His college stats was unreal. He was probably the most for sure, and that's the hardest thing to play, right? He was the most for sure prospect of coming out. Man, that dude. Yeah, so if you look at the Jets team, they have a lot of young talent. So you have Sauce back there, you have Quentin up front, right? You have weapons in the running back, you have weapons in the wide receiver. Mm-hmm. The only question mark that honestly that they have right now is the quarterback. And to be honest with you, I know that like I'm not. I shouldn't say this because it's kind of double talk, right? But I can understand sometimes like you have to be patient with some of them. But he has to listen. I'm gonna have to start making a drop for him too. It's just not gonna flow so smoothly. But he's having the same issues that Daniel Jones was having early in his career as a Giant, where he just couldn't hold on to that ball. He couldn't hold on to the ball, and he was making poor decisions when pressure came. He didn't learn how to throw away the ball or hold on to it quite yet. But that's something that you can grow out of. It may take you 3 years, but you can grow out of. That last game he played, right, was finally his 18th game. So he's finally played a season. Now, 9 games into this season. Halfway through this season, he's finally put in a full season's worth of games, technically. So he shows flashes, and I guess that's all potential is, right? Is the flashes, right? He shows flashes to be able to hit the deep ball. He shows flashes of being able to
to throw on the run and all those nice little backyard scramble plays. It's the easy shit right now that they're really trying to get embedded into, which no problem with. If all he puts up is 175 yards and you win the game, what's the problem? Because that's exactly what Bill Belichick is doing over there with Matt Jones, and I don't hear any complaints. I hear none. Not just Matt Jones, the guy that took Matt Jones' job too. These guys are winning games, putting up 175 yards too. Playing good defense, running the ball and taking advantage of short yardage situation. And yet I don't hear no complaints over there talking about, man, this process needs to speed up and he needs to show he met up. Nope, it doesn't happen there in New England. Because you know what? They're not retorted half the time. Not you, Joe. I'm talking to New Yorkers here now. You know what I mean? Like they're not retorted that all of a sudden in year 2 or year 1.5, whatever the fucking number you want to give him, you'll be talking about, well, man, I don't know if we have the quarterback. Well, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I don't know if we have the quarterback yet either. Not time to get rid of him. Like as you can see, like I said, a year ago, the way that we talk about Daniel Jones, not the way we talk about Daniel Jones now. 2 years ago, the way we talk, and I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is some great quarterback. I'm just using Daniel Jones as a reference that you're no longer talking shit about Daniel Jones. You're no longer trying to lynch him every other fucking game and call for his goddamn head like this is fucking Highlander. You know what I mean? They only could be one. I mean, get it. Give that one some time. So that's the only reason why I'm using Daniel Jones. I'm not trying to compare their talents. I'm just saying give it some time. And if you still have about another 2 years to have to make a decision on him. But I know you were just wondering too, like, can you waste 2 years? Can you hold out 2 more years of this specialness that you have? Well, you know what? I understand that as a Jets fan, you're thirsty for a championship, right? And you want it to happen now because, oh my God, we haven't won. These guys haven't even been these guys are even old enough to give a fuck about all that. What they're trying to do now is build a foundation with this current group, and also build a foundation for something that could be called, right, the Jet way, because that's even more impactful than having these guys right here win a championship. Is having some kind of foundation that supersedes your reputation. And when people come there now, they know how to act. They know how to fall in line. They know what it means to be a Jet. That's important. That's what's going on in the Knicks right now. I guess I could be talking to both of you fuckheads right now. So give it some time. Let it happen. Now, if we're sitting here in 2024 and Daniel Jones is still making bonehead mistakes, then yeah, you put him in the bathroom, you flush him, and you get him out of here. Straight to the sewer. But for right now, get time, because right now he's not killing us. And too often you've seen quarterbacks that kill you, right? He can do better with his decision making. But he's not killing you on every single pass where you just wonder, like, oh my God, what is he doing? Oh my God, like, how did you miss this wide open? Like, oh my God, what? You know, it's every once in a while, like, yo, why the fuck didn't you? He's young and still learning. He doesn't have Tom Brady knowledge of the game. He's still learning. These guys are coming out younger and younger with less and less experience now. I don't even know if he's old enough to drink yet. So temper your expectations. Remember, you can still win with okay quarterbacks. Not everybody is automatically a Patrick Mahomes. Not everybody is a Justin Herbert. And we see Justin Herbert over there struggling too. We don't see him breaking through yet. We just know he's good. And right now, him and Zach Wilson have had just about the same amount of success. No championships. It means if that's the ultimate goal, that's the ultimate line of demarcation. Like, you know, I mean, that's what we're going by here, right? Exactly. So temper, your voices, temper some of your expectations. Enjoy the progress, right, as it comes along, and enjoy as he gets better, and hope that he gets better, because what the kind of talk that you guys are talking right now, it isn't conducive to progress or winning. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I feel like I always feel like I always have to talk you guys off the ledge, man, because everything gets heightened in New York. It really does. Everything gets super. That's the thing of living in New York, right? Being part of a New York team. Everything gets super heightened. The thing that a normal team can get away with, you can't. The thing that a normal star can get away with, you can't. I just told you, like, you're up north buddies, the New England Patriots. Which right now they're a higher profile team than the New York Jets are. They have a multiple Super Bowl winning coach. They're considered a storied franchise at this point in time. They got a great foundation. All of this stuff. 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Or not even that. To win the game, 17-6. Nobody bats an eye. Zach Wilson does it? Oh my God. What is wrong with this guy? And he has to put up some yards if we're going to what? We were never going to win a championship this year. Most people barely thought we could win 8 games. So these growing pains happen. You know what's better than what you guys are talking about right now? Him building confidence in winning habits. Right? How many times have we had quarterbacks in the last 5-7 years that they've done so much losing that you like, man, losing bug now is just on you. I think Chill Wilk understand this too. Like being a Cleveland Browns fan, that they so much losing becomes that quarterback. He's like he just has the stench on him. He has to get out of here. Like he has no clue what even winning feels like anymore. Like you understand, he's done. He's shot. All he knows is L's. This motherfucker is squared off. What's the reason why we say, hey, get them in, start getting your team into the playoffs at least, so they can understand. Well, to get to the playoffs, you have to start winning some regular games. You see, you have to understand the art of winning first, the art of effort, the art of extra effort, the art of closing out games. Let's get you understand, I don't know if you can see it, but those stuff are being built now. And while all of these arts are already being built, let's hope that the quarterback gets the one that's going to be super important to us. The art of taking care of the fucking ball, homie. Like, if you don't do that, it doesn't. You understand? We could be the Van Gogh everywhere else. Your scribble scrabble is going to take this whole museum down. The Jets are 6-3. Excuse me. What was that, Jim?
Schedule like the rest of the way.
That schedule. So after the bye, we come out and we play the New England Patriots. That's gonna be a tough one. I'm marking this down as an L right there. So let me start marking these down. Hold on. Right. So that's gonna be an L. Then after that, we play the Chicago Bears. I'm gonna take that as a dub. But we're gonna play the Minnesota Vikings.
That's an L.
I have us beating the Chicago Bears. But next we're taking the Minnesota Vikings.
6-5.
And it is not a primetime game for the Minnesota Vikings, so we'll probably take an L on that one as well. Then after that, we play the Buffalo Bills. They're not going to lose to us twice, right? Then we play Detroit. We should beat them. We play Jacksonville. We should beat them. Geno Smith is going to come back for revenge. He'll beat us, and then we'll beat the Miami Dolphins. So I have us finishing at a perfect 4-4, 50% over the next 8 games. With that, giving us a record of 10-7.
I got y'all at 8-9, bro.
I got us at 10-7.
Yeah. What's this song going like?
But listen, I like how 8 and 9 sounds. I like how 8 and 9 sounds better because you know what? This whole entire season, I've had no expectations from them, and most of these games I've picked against them. They end up winning. I would ride with you on that 8 and 9 gravy train. I'm telling you right now. But
same thing with the Giants.
But I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at them and like they could be 10-7. They could be 10-7, Jets fans.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you understand, Jets fans, like you.
I don't think you in the playoffs though.
We'll see. But you know, though, even if they don't make the playoffs, the fact it's probably gonna end up being that very last game in Miami that's gonna determine it. Hopefully, we haven't played ourselves out of the playoffs by then, and that's what I really hope more than anything else. I hope that game against Miami, both the Jets and the Dolphins need that game to make it to the playoffs. Because I'll be there. I'll be at that game. Oh boy, don't let them win. Because I got them winning. Don't let them win. Oh, it's going to be spicy. It's going to be spicy. Oh, this jet is going to be fueled up. It's going to be spicy. I'm going to drop some bombs over Miami Gardens. Oh, this jet is going to be fueled up. Can't wait. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Like, why am I using my own voice for shit like this when I got my boy Bart like always chilling over there, right? Just chilling, like just chilling, right in the cut, right, for his moment to shine, so that he could come on and give us the banger that we know him for. Banger.
Can't wait.
Thank you. Now the second half of that season is gonna be tough. Second half of that season is going to be tough because Jacksonville is not an easy out. Detroit's not. Actually, none of them are really easy outs. The easiest out may be Chicago, and that's not saying a lot, to be honest with you guys. That's not
an easy out.
And that's what I'm saying. No. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not saying a lot.
But let me walk through this. This man said, "Fuck it, I'm about to be me. I'm about to start doing what I normally do." And that was the problem with Lamar at one point at the beginning of the season last year, even this year. He was just trying to be a passing quarterback. When he got this motherfucker started running the ball. If he stay healthy, man, he gonna run. Listen, that man next to Lamar is probably the fastest quarterback in the league, bruh. He clocked at 4.3 in college. I don't see it, but even if it ain't, it's 4.4. And that's fast as hell for QB. Man, he started running that ball, man. It's a different type of, you playing a different type of team. And that's hard, bro. That's hard. And so it ain't an easy out at all. And I know you, like with that was what you probably going to allude to as well. But for him, he playing well. And he did this last year, the second half of the season. So if you got fantasy, you probably want to pick him up.
If he's available, you hear that, ladies? Like if he's available. But listen, so I feel like me saying that's the easiest out that we have out of all those teams. That's not a downplay on Chicago. Like it's a tough schedule because all of the teams that we face are even the ones that's supposed to be considered like the possible wins. All of those teams are teams that fight hard as hell all the way to the end. And you have to make sure that you come ready to close out games. That's just why I said, like, it's going to be, like, this is still going to be a learning experience, like, all the way through, on consistently on how to close out games, how to be the professional, how to take care of the ball, how to understand situational football. This is going to be a learning process. And if he could come away with it, like I said, 4-4 in these last 8 games, like, we're Gucci Jets fans. Like I said, so there's Chicago, right? That's the easiest one. Like I said, Minnesota. That Kirk Cousins them is tough. I'm sorry, he has a squad around him.
I don't know. Y'all might end up beating the Minnesota though. Like,
I'm not taking it.
I would feel like y'all would lose to Chicago and beat Minnesota.
Right, and then like I said, Detroit. That's another team that they may not win a lot of games right now, but they're gonna fight you. It's exactly what
they're tough out.
You know what? They're exactly what their coach said. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up and we're going to bite off an Achilles. And when you knock us down, we're going to get back up and we're going to bite off a calf. And when you knock us back down, we're going to get up, we're going to bite off a kneecap. And when you knock us down again, we're going to get up and bite off a thigh. And when you knock us back down, you're going to get up and bite off a grizzly. Like, you understand? Like, he went through it. That's what they do.
Tough out. If they let DeAndre sit a couple more games, get him healthy, and y'all know James will come back soon. Like, him with St. Brown, man, that's gonna be, oh my gosh, bro, that's gonna be that's the deep in the slot. That's gonna be something else, bro. Like, who else they got that right out over there? I don't know, but I know they got Jameson Williams over there along with the boy from Alabama. If people don't know that wide receiver from Alabama, and then they got St. Brown if he can get healthy too. So I think he hurt too. Man, them guys with DeAndre Swift, man, that's gonna be a problem. Except they're injury prone, look like. But man, that's a problem healthy. DeAndre is a problem healthy. He just can't stay healthy. They need to get another back for sure. Like a legit, like Jamal is good, but he just a backup.
That was
me. He's little. He do his best. He play out of his body, like out of his person. But at the end of the day, he only can do so much. He need him to get another legit back there with DeAndre.
I see.
But y'all gonna be good though. Y'all gonna be good enough to beat them. And like I said, I see what y'all said. Like I said, I see y'all getting maybe 3 wins at the most.
Yeah, see, I'm going for the 4. I said Detroit, there's Jacksonville. Again, 2 teams that fight hard. And see, and Geno Smith just may be the comeback player of the year, to be honest with you. So that Seattle game is not going to be an easy game. Then you also have to figure for that Seattle game is also a revenge game for Geno Smith. And is that prime time? I said that's on ESPN. That has to be prime time. No, okay, my bad.
What game is that?
No, it's not. That's ESPN New York, 98.7 FM. No, that's radio. I just saw the ESPN attached to it. I was like, wait, what? Okay, no, that's the 4 o'clock game.
Prime time.
Hey, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny to have the Week 18 game to be determined. Like, you guys know what's about to happen. That game's about to be right here in Miami at 1 o'clock. Like, I don't know why they tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless it is for all the marbles. Like I was saying. Then who knows? I doubt they flex that game to the Sunday night game in Week 18. If that happens, then you know what? Even though we're gonna be beefing that day, Dolphins fans, we won. Let's let you know that's a win. If for some reason both of our records are good enough, and it's gonna determine something significant enough that they flex us to the 8 o'clock game, right? That primetime game, that's a win. That's a win for us as fans. That's a win for us as fans and as a franchise. And then we could go beefing after that. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys all that before the game too. Like, hey, let's talk about the win first, and then we can go to get each other's throat, because at the end of this game, somebody's gonna go home with their feelings hurt, and I'm gonna fly high regardless. I stay flying high, like the Incredible Hulk. Hey, I'm gonna need you to get high. Like, hey, what's your secret to being high? That's my trick, Captain. Like, I'm always high. It has been about an hour since we've been potting, haven't it? All right, so let me tell you guys this, right? Because we've been getting up a lot with the Jets right now, right? But let me tell you guys how you continue to stay up, right? And this happens to be with a little blue pill called Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew, you ask? I am glad that you asked. Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. All you need to do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. Yes, folks, this little blue pill has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. Oh, yeah. Folks, and if you use this week's promo code, what? I thought I changed that. If you use this week's promo code of GS, what's that? Blue Chew? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what are you doing. He's getting too excited about that Blue Chew already. Feeling uncomfortable over here. Hey, yo.
Right? All over. Can you spell all over?
But what was I saying? If you use this week's promo code of GSSS, that's Golf Sierra Sierra Sierra, you can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. That's the free for free. What do you gotta do is pay for shipping and handling. You gotta take care of your postal workers. Like, you know what I mean? They walking through hurricanes to make sure that you stay hard. Like, seriously, Blue Chew. And there's only 2 instructions. You chew it, and then you do it. How you do it? That's up to you and your professional kung fu style. Me, I prefer player mantis. Blue Chew. Seriously. I haven't had one person complain yet. And if you guys know, right, where we're at on Wednesday nights, because we're live at Sharky's every single Wednesday night, Blue Chew has made its way into the prize pool. So if you're there for the MyT trivia, which we start an hour and a half into every Wednesday show, you'll be able to get yourself some Blue Chew for free if you're able to answer our trivia questions. But there's a lot more than that being added to trivia. right? Being added to our trivia segment is also going to be some shark baits. What is shark bait, you ask? Well, as you already know, Wednesday nights is already ladies' night at Sharky's, where ladies drink free from 9 to 10. We got DJ Scepter in the building from 10 to closing, right? And also it's 2-for-1 drinks for ladies from 10 to 12 as well. Well, we're also going to start doing some trivia. We're also going to start having some raffles where you can get yourself some free appetizers, some free credit, some free shots, things like that. You get basically, like I said, you get some shark baits, right? By playing MyT trivia at Sharky's. I'm telling you, I've told you guys before that you want to be there live at Sharky's because, listen, in live is the way to be. Like, listen, I appreciate you guys listening on the re-air. I really do. Everybody that's taking your time out to listen on the re-air on Pandora or on TuneIn Radio or on Spotify or wherever you're listening at, right? I do appreciate that. Google Podcasts, however, right? I really do appreciate that. But the live show is where it's at. Like I said, you want to be at ladies' night because, yo, fellas, what else are you doing on a Wednesday night? It's hump day. Go where the ladies are at. The ladies are at Sharky's drinking for free. You know they're there for at least an hour. And if you make sure that you're there, right, then they drink free the rest of the night. Because if you were there, fellas, they know they ain't drinking. They ain't paying for the rest of their drinks. But you know what happens if you pay for their drinks, fella? You spent the money that night. And you've helped the local business, a local establishment. And that makes you a local hero. Alrighty. Let's. Oh, we got a. Oh, who got? Wait, who is that for? I didn't even know I had. Do I have somebody in this game? Baltimore, New Orleans. Oh, okay. I think I got Olave in this game. Maybe. He ain't been getting no burn lately. That's that effect when you don't have a certain quarterback, right? Like when you switch quarterbacks, that you really get to see who quarterbacks have favorite targets with. And a lot of times when you see people come off the bench and you see them not utilizing that primary target, it just means that being a backup quarterback, that you just had the majority of your reps with that number 2 wide receiver, that number 3 wide receiver. So when they're in the game, you kind of target them the most because you're already comfortable with their timing, which is all it's about is timing. Things are nice. Let's get into this. Let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? Because let's see, we're about as this game wraps up, we're gonna be wrapping up what's now week. As we just established, week 9. You missed the picks, chill, Will. But week 9 of the MyT. Oh, I'm not even gonna be here this Friday again. Actually, no, I'm lying. I think I'm gonna do an early podcast. This is Veterans Day, so guys, let me put this out there now. There's a 65% chance there will not be a podcast on Friday. There's a 100% chance there will not be a podcast on Friday night. If I do a podcast Friday, expect to have something. Expect to see me go live sometime that afternoon. Right, a nice little Veteran Day special. I'm off that day. I'm gonna do something in the afternoon, but that night I will be heading to Naked Taco, where DJ Scepter will be in the mix, having a 2000 themed party from 6 to 11 p.m. Oh yeah, so you know the last time I was there for his 90s party, that shit was lit. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna be there for his 2000s party. You know that shit's gonna be fire. You know when DJ Scepter's in the building, right? Like if I can, I definitely make sure I go out and I show the love. So we gonna be definitely in the house. And the DJ Scepter I'm telling you about at Naked Taco, yeah, the same DJ Scepter that's also at Sharky's on Wednesdays. That's my brethren. Baltimore's up 17-3 as New Orleans kicks a field goal and they make it. Score is now 17-6 with about a minute and a half left to go in the third. Monday Night Football, Baltimore, New Orleans. So, did daylight savings fuck up anybody else? Like a little bit? And just a little bit? This is supposed to be our last one though, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think they said it's supposed to be our last daylight savings. Thank you, phone. Thank you. I really hope it is. I really do. Because let me move this because I'm about to spill my beer here. I can see it coming. Just for the simple convenience, right, of not having to change clocks. And I know somebody think like, yo, that's a simple task. But you guys remember the stuff what we've heard about it in the past, that the reason for the daylight savings, it was a lot to help farmers, right, get a lot more out of their harvest due to the time change. But right now, don't we have enough technology that we can basically build indoor grow houses and grow stuff inside? And listen, we're already growing stuff in labs. Like, do we really need to rely on something as draconian as moving the clock an hour forward or backwards anymore? Have we not surpassed that from a technological standpoint? Now, granted, if we ever have to go back and rely completely, right, on just Mother Nature and Mother Nature alone, and I can understand maybe doing that again, or just honestly, just forget about all natural senses of time that you know and get shit done earlier. Why do you need the uniform time? I thought farmers were getting up at like 2 a.m. anyway. Like, what does it matter if the time is an hour or forward back? You get up dark early to make sure that you're getting shit taken care of, regardless of when the sun is setting or rising. So, yeah, I think it's a good thing, right? Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, right, I think Germany had stopped doing it while I was in Germany. When I was in Indiana, they stopped doing it when I was in Indiana. Now I'm in Florida, they stopped doing it. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's like wherever I go, it gets stopped. But this one is for everybody, and I haven't been everywhere yet. But this one, if I'm not mistaken, this is all for all people in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is our last one in November at that, too. But I think this is our last one. Listen, if you're not happy for that, I don't know what you're saying. I know I'm happy for that one. Also, like, you have to remember, like, the little inconveniences of it, of just falling into a sleep pattern, and all of a sudden waking up an hour early and being like, what the hell's going on? Like, shit, that's right, daylight savings. I can still get an hour more sleep, but nope, it never really comes. The thousands of people, the hundreds of thousands of people that miss appointments or are late on daylight savings. But that sucks too, though. That kind of sucks at that point. That we no longer can use the excuse, hey, my bad, like, it was daylight savings. Like, you ain't know. Like, I'm fried. Because I know it's happened to me in real life too. But there's some people out there that was just like, yeah, like, you know what? I'm just going to use this as an excuse to get myself 30 more minutes of sleep, pop into work 40 minutes late, and be like, yo, let me tell you what happened. And you just be like, we get it. Daylight savings. But you get like you get an automatic walk. No more automatic passes. All at the same time, Joe Mixon last night, 5 touchdowns. Yo, you know what? Hold on 1 second. I doubt he is still available anywhere, right? And if he is, like, shame on you and shame on your league. Seriously. If Joe Mixon is available in any leagues, but I have something for you. And I want to make sure that you guys understand this. Very much so. Because there's no excuse for this. I don't want you to say that, AOT, you didn't tell us and we didn't know. Understand, if I'm telling you somebody has 5 touchdowns in the game, that means they are definitely part of the
MyT fantasy football tips. Not winning tips, just tips. Just the tip? Just the tip. Just the tip.
Let's just say what I want involves much more than just the tips. Just the tips. What I want is much more than just the tips.
Get in you.
The MyT Fantasy Football.
Why is that playing twice? Stop that. So, yeah, Joe Mixon last night. If Joe Mixon is available in your fantasy football league, go pick up Joe Mixon. I don't know why he should still be available. Let's just say for some reason whatsoever he's still available, go snatch him up. For the people that already had Joe Mixon, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Did you guys 5 touchdowns? He single-handedly won everybody their fantasy football game last week or this past week. Single-handedly. If I'm not mistaken, and this is not even one of the PPR league, this is just standard league. I think he had 50 points for somebody. 50. Ferrari F50. Like, I got shot 9 times. So, Joe Mixon, right? He has to be the mighty performer of the week for his performance. I mean, God, let's pull that back up again. Hold up. Where are his numbers? And that's what I want in front of my face right now, right? I want Joe Mixon's numbers in front of me because that was incredible. That was one of those games that, listen, that's one of those games I didn't see the whole thing because my attention was torn because I'm watching the Jets game. Even I'm at a bar, right, and everything is going on. The Jets game isn't on volume, right? And I mean not the Jets game, but right, that game isn't on volume. But they have the Dolphins game on volume, and then also on top of it, yeah, actually, that is the two things. I'm watching the Jets game, and also the Dolphins game is the one that's on volume. So those are the two reasons why, like, I'm just over here like, you know what? I had no clue that Joe Mixon is over here putting on the kind of performance that you generally write home about to be like, yo, like, or you start texting about to start being like, hey, yo, are you seeing this? Like, are you watching this individual Herculean performance? Like, it's really one of those things where you're telling yourself, like, I don't want to miss. Like, so I'm gonna tell you once, and I'm gonna tell you again, right? Mixon, right? 22 attempts. Give it to me. 153 yards. That's just attempts, right? 153 yards. Average 7 yards per carry. Longest is 29 yards. Nothing major. Four receptions. 58 yards. And this is where he made his money at. Right? Where's my boy? Hold on. I'm gonna need some help from a legend. Right? I'm gonna need some help from a bona fide Hall of Famer. Because I don't think you guys understand. He got into the end zone. One time through the air. 4 times on the ground. Meaning that he found the 5 times. Like I said, single-handedly. Because the yardage isn't that incredible, right? 150. I know you said like 150 yards. That's 200 yards. That's 20. Granted, that's 20 points alone right there. That's 20 points alone on yardage. But then the 5 touchdowns? That's another 30. There goes your 50 burger. And if you're in the PPR league, right, points per possession, points per reception, he brought you even more than that. Again, big. You know what? What's that?
Who you talking about, Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon, yes.
Yeah, he got you 50 to 60 points.
Listen, like I said, he was the MyT Performer of the Week, for real.
MyT!
Like, if you were playing against somebody that had Joe Mixon, I understand right now if you're suffering from
emotional damage.
I get it. I want her listen, that one either pleased half the people or it upset half the people. But that's still big to see. MyT Performer of the Week, for real. You listen, you can think of anybody better deserving of the MyT Performer of the Week than Joe Mixon? I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Oh, chill.
That's impossible, man. Scoring 5 touchdowns.
It's like in week 1, we gave that to Tua, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That might be the performance of the year.
No, 2 or 6 touchdowns. 2 or 6 touchdowns in a comeback victory against Baltimore before they realized Baltimore was Basuda on defense.
Well, I guess. All right, yeah, I guess.
when Tua came back from a broken hip and all kinds. No, it's up there. Like when they're doing the NFL honors at the end of the year, right? I expect to see Tua's
I had a hell of a half.
Yeah, I expect to see Tua's
30
performance
points in the first half.
And but yeah, when they have the NFL honors end of the year, I expect to probably see Tua's performance and also Joe Mixon's performance in that mix. Like I expect to see them in the running. And if they're not in the running, then you guys understand that if they're not for basically like play of the year or game of the year, or whatever peak perform of the year, whatever honors is going to fall under, that means we are in for 4 more spectacular performances that we're going to be like, yo, what the was they on? Like, you understand? That's, oh yeah, Devontae Adams too. Like, that's the kind of performance that gets you randomly drug tested. Speaking of your boy, because you just mentioned him. Who was it? Crap. Not Devontae Adams. Who was it that just went off the other day and then he got randomly drug tested? Like, yeah, this ain't random. It's like, we know, pimping. We know it ain't random. We know it ain't random. Like how we used to get tested all the goddamn time. That shit wasn't random. It's fun. I talked to other units of it too, and they're like, yo, we did not get tested that often. I'm like, yeah, it was just the finance unit. Like we was a bunch of druggies doing all your paperwork. At least they were worried about us being a bunch of druggies doing all your paperwork. I can never forget my Sergeant Major's words. Was my Sergeant Major? No, my Colonel's words. No, not my Sergeant. No, it was a Sergeant Major, my bad. It wasn't my Sergeant Major, it was a Sergeant Major. It's not like I have a problem with potheads. Just I have a problem with potheads. Back in the day when the Army was a lot more lenient with their pot rules, you know, a couple of buddy of mine got high and did some things to me. What does that sound like, Chill Will? You guys let me know what that sounds like. Right? What does that sound like? Something happened, right? So a sergeant major, after I got busted for marijuana, comes in the room and start talking to us and goes, "It's not that I have a problem with potheads. It's just that I have a problem with potheads." Right? Back in my younger days when the Army was more lenient with their pot rules, a bunch of my buddies got high and did some things to me. What does it sound like a bunch of people high on marijuana could have done to somebody that's so egregious that they automatically hate all potheads?
Yeah, the man virginity.
That's exactly where my thoughts. And again, I told you guys my phone don't miss. That was exactly what my sentiments too. Like me and my homeboy, we looked at each other like, oh, they must have fucked him in the ass. That's the only way you're still harboring that much. Like, you understand? I can't think of a pothead that has done anything so if you're like, yo, I don't like pot. Like, I can understand people say like, oh, I don't like crackheads. Like, like we've heard that. They'll steal from me. Like, but a regular pothead that's not just a teenager that may be willing to take $20 out your purse for some dumb shit like that, right? Nah, he really had legitimate beef. I don't even remember this colonel's name, to be honest with you. But I'm like that though. I don't remember colonels' names. I don't remember school teachers' names. I don't even remember those squad leaders' names. I don't remember those people's names. They all miss me. Like bless all you people that have those great memories that you can remember your third grade teacher's name. Not me. Not me. I can barely remember one teacher's name right now from all of those years. Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank. Like the one I wanted to think of, her name starts with a B, and I can't even remember her name. I just know she was my accountant teacher, and she was Jamaican, and she cussed me out for being too nonchalant. Her and my science teacher did, but they're both Jamaican ladies, and they both cussed me out for being too nonchalant. Like I got vexed on that. I was like, whoa. You got people cussing you out every day and like all the goddamn time, every class, and you worried about me not responding to you responding to you in a nonchalant way? Like that should be the least of you. You should be happy. I'm not cussing you the fuck out like they do. Like you call my name like, what the fuck you want, bitch? Like that's how they responding to you. I guess I'm still vexed about it. That shit brought back all kinds of memories. I over here get that Richard Sherman PTSD. Run the damn ball! Run the damn ball! You're the one, your line. Run the damn ball. Yo, Richard Sherman's lips went white. I don't know if you guys saw that. I can never forget that image. He caught PTSD on camera. His lips went white. He relapsed. He was back in the moment. He was back in that Super Bowl, and Russell Wilson throwing an interception. Him on the sideline looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing, my guy? Tell you. We should have known by Russ's personality that Russ's cooking is bland as fuck. I'm just saying, D. If Geno Smith could step into your kitchen without you know what I mean, and make your food taste as good as you do, and you step into Geno and you can't duplicate the food that you had in the kitchen, that means you was all flash and no pan. You keep this up, and you about to be a flash in the pan for real. They don't listen. You're like Paul Pierce right now. They don't love you like that. You're not Peyton Manning. They don't love you like that. You thought you was gonna get a field world tour? Russ, keep this up. When they bring somebody like you into Denver, they expect chips. You're not Eli. You're not John Elway. They don't love you like that. You better produce. And not just produce. You better not embarrass them either. They want hardware. They want jewelry. You understand? They want that Beyonce treatment. They want you to put a ring on it. And if you can't, then to the left, they'll draft your replacement and push you to the left. I'm just saying though. You know, what do I know? Not for nothing over here. Kuda Matata. I know some of you are thinking like, damn, T said he got trivia, but I'm not really good at trivia. I don't be knowing sports trivia like that. One, that's good. That means I'm not just giving away prizes. But two, I got some layups in there for you. And it's not just sports trivia, right? But local fans, definitely brush up. You Heat fans, Dolphins fans, there's enough in there for you. But it's not just sports trivia. I got Disney trivia. We got movie trivia. We got hipology trivia. We got music trivia. Hipology trivia, you ask? Hipology trivia may just say, what is a jive turkey? Like that's hipology. Stuff like that. You know? You're going to want to be there. I'm telling you guys, you want to be there at Sharky's every single Wednesday. Like it's the spot to be in the Coral Springs, Margate, Tamarack, Sunrise, Oakland area. I'm Parkland. Like, yeah, it's the spot to be for real, for real. Lighthouse, you guys can come. You guys can come out west if you want to. Right? We could chop it up. Lamar mad. He just threw the ball at one of his teammates' ankles. They get delay of game. No, looks like he probably got a false start. They gave him a false start for that? Whatever. I don't know the intricacies of false start. Look like he just tapped Buddy on the hip, let him know about something. So since we're wrapping up this game, right? And this game is basically going to be wrapping up week 9. Let's wrap up week 9 100%. We didn't do bad this week. We didn't do bad this week at all. And if it wasn't for the heart picks, we would have done phenomenal, right? And you guys know me. Every single week, I have a pick that I pick with my heart. It has way more logic than heart in it. And that's really the only games that I really lost this week, right?
Hey,
what's up? Talk to me.
Side note, you watch Walking Dead?
I stopped watching Walking
Hey, you should start watching it again.
Dead.
You ain't going.
Yeah.
You should start watching it again. That shit bad.
Yeah.
As fuck.
I stopped watching it like right around the time that Rick was supposed to die. Right around then. Right around the end of the knee. Yeah, right around the end of the knee bomb. See, he's a knee bomb, knee bomb. So right around the end of the knee bomb saga, knee bomb arch.
And listen, bro, you are the king of fuck up a nameness. Oh my goodness, I be dying inside. When I can't, sometimes I'll be listening like on a different. I'm like, this man has no consciousness. He just.
I learned from the best. I learned from the best.
Fuck, he just gonna get it out. It's the funniest part that you said just good enough for people to know who you're talking about. You pick up their name.
Like just enough to get past security. I got it from the best, man. French and Cheska, man. You know what I'm talking about. I got it from them, man.
It's Negan. Talking about Negan.
Yeah, what did I say? I said knee bomb or some shit. I think I said knee bomb.
Knee bomb.
There's a knee bomb in something I've watched. Is it like an X-Men series or something? Knee bomb. Who the fuck is a knee bomb? Is it Jerry Seinfeld? No, that's Newman. Never mind. I'm going to know.
You gonna fuck with Star Wars though, do you?
Not really. Nah.
You tripping, bro.
It's someplace I need to get down. It's on my to-do list.
Listen to me. They got the Mandalorian, then they got Obi-Wan, then they got Andor. All them shits is good, bro. I'm talking about every single last one of them is good.
I still gotta get caught up in movies. Like I haven't even seen the movie with the black dude in it.
Hold on.
Wait.
Talk about Samuel Jackson.
No. Wait, not Samuel Jackson and not Billy D. Williams. Not those two guys. That young black dude. The young lightsaber dude. Listen.
This is crazy
Listen,
for you.
Listen, that's one of those people. If I ever can't remember Samuel L. Jackson's name, I've officially caught dementia. Like, I've officially lost my memory. Like, I'm losing my mental capacity. Because Samuel Jackson is one of my motherfuckers. You understand? The
Stormtrooper. Got you.
Yeah. Shoot. I still call...
He's a good actor, too.
Yeah, I think he's British, though, or something. Isn't he something like that?
Yeah, he is. All these motherfuckers, even the dude from Snowfall, British. Idris Elba, they grab these motherfuckers from the Europeans.
So what was I about to say? Yeah. So the Saint, what is it? God damn it! I forgot the name of the.
You watch Snowfall, do you?
I haven't yet. It's on my to-do list. It's one of those things I'm probably gonna start getting to one day at work. You know what I mean? And just put it on there and finish it up like in about a week or two.
Work? You still do Amazon?
I do as well, but I do that at night. I have another gig now, like during other hours.
Cool. Man, I feel like you know how to fix shit, bro. Like you know how to fix shit and shit. Like I don't know why I feel like you know how to fix shit. But,
Fix problems.
Problems. Pussy. I thought you were gonna say put. When you said P or P, I was like pussy. I like pussy.
Yo, Lamar and his center are beefing. They are now on the same page right now.
Who?
Lamar and his center.
Oh, Lamar.
See?
Because he can't throw an out route.
See, this is
5 out of 10.
Oh! Yo! They just got lucky. So New Orleans drop backs to pass, right? They throw the ball, it bounces off the helmet. I don't know whose helmet it bounces off of, but Baltimore tracks it into the ear, and we have an interception, and they're in the red zone. They lucky because I was just about to say, like, listen, man, like the kind of miscommunication that they're having right now on offense is the kind of thing that allows you to blow a 20-6 lead with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But this little interception by your defense is gonna almost make a touchdown almost foolproof. Like literally run the ball. They made it to the.
Bro, I got a question though.
What's up?
So if you Baltimore, you can scope my question. I can see the future right now. If you're Baltimore at this point, and even if you make the playoffs, what do you do with Lamar?
I am trying to re-sign him. Okay, they ran the ball. Good.
You gonna give him $300 million? No. Let's put the real shit on there.
Isn't it number 250? I can't get him 250.
Listen,
how much?
I think they offered him that already. They didn't give him enough guarantee.
No. I mean, okay. So how much did the boy in Houston get? Cleveland get, yeah.
Deshaun got 250, 230, I think.
230.
All
shit.
All his.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't want to do it. Right? I really don't. But I think I might give him 250 guarantee. I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it at all, but I don't want to lose him. And honestly, up until this point, I was okay with giving him 250 guarantee. He hasn't earned more than that. I'm not giving him
250 guarantee. You comfortable with that?
Listen, man, it's where the market is right now. I'm not giving him 300.
What's $50 million? What's $50 million?
Whatever. No, that's too hard. Like that's listen. I'll let somebody else go give a $300 million fully guaranteed. I'll go 250 for Lamar because I believe that.
But that's what he want. Listen, that's what he want though.
Yeah.
That's what he want.
If it's 245, guaranteed.
They got Kyler. They got Kyler 250, didn't they?
Was it 250 guaranteed?
I know what guaranteed. But it's 250.
Well, we're talking about that guaranteed money because he wants more than Deshaun.
Right.
So
you're gonna have to give me just as much, right?
Okay, that's so. I'm okay matching Deshaun's money. If he wants 240
guaranteed,
if it's to keep Lamar Jackson, I mean, you told me to be 100% realistic up until right now. We also if I have to take big money,
what you do if you're a GM and you looking at production?
I told you I'm not
his production and who he is.
I'm not gonna like it, but I'm gonna do it.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like no, like it's I don't want to give them like I can see why they're holding out. For what I'm seeing this year, like man, fuck you, Deshaun Watson, for getting that goddamn money. Like, fuck you, Cleveland, for putting him in this goddamn position. Because I shouldn't have to give this dude $235 million guaranteed.
I really think that's why he got 11 games. To be honest, that's really why I think he got 11 games. The owner's just like, fuck that. They fucked us over with that, and now we're going to give them back. Like, fuck that.
But you know what, though? If you're talking about it, to be honest with you, we're not far off when it comes to Lamar. Like, you just said, what's $50 million, right? Before this, right?
No, you said you give them.
I no.
$230 guaranteed $1 million is unreal.
Yeah, and I said 250 guarantee, and you said, and I was like, I can't give him 250. I can't give him 300. You said, what's 50 mil?
Let's get 300, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
give him 250 guarantee and give him 300.
Yeah.
You know, give him 300.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, however you want to do it, because like I'm fully okay giving him 200 million guaranteed. So by your philosophy, like what's 50 mil, right? That's right around the number I'm okay with, because I'm okay with 200 and I'm okay with 220. To be honest with you, Chill Will. Look at most of these quarterbacks. Most of these quarterbacks are kind of like Lamar Jackson. The kid in Chicago, kind of like Lamar Jackson. The kid in Philly's kind of like Lamar Jackson. The kid in Miami's kind of like. The kid in Miami's like kind of like Lamar Jackson, right?
Ridiculous. I'm talking about the ones that can win the Super Bowl.
No, but what I'm telling But what I'm telling you is that this is like Lamar Jackson is the league now. He is the future of this league. Some nice guy that can run, give you yardage, and you're gonna have to develop their passing game. We're gonna start seeing a lot more of that than what we're gonna see, like just clean quarterbacks can get. You understand? Because obviously, we're gonna have our pocket quarterbacks, but we're gonna start seeing a lot more of these quarterbacks that can come in and run, and their passing game is kind of shaky. Because remember, even Josh Allen came in with run first, and his pass game was kind of shaky early on. So they're willing to take that. Like Lamar Jackson is the league at this point in time. So you're saying, how can you win with it? That's all that's coming now. Is the majority of that.
That's not that the winning ones though. The winning ones can throw first, no matter how old they is. The Aaron Rodgers of the world, like Josh. He's not winning no Super Bowls on a recurring basis. Patrick Mahomes doing it.
No,
what is he?
No, I never said
first.
Well, the winning ones are the real ones.
Joe Burrow.
I know. Well, the winning ones are the real ones. I told you the majority of the people coming in the league now are guys like Lamar Jackson.
And they can win you games. This is the first part. They're going to be able to beat games automatically because of they skill set.
Yeah.
But they never going to be winning no. They ain't going to be winning no ring.
Well, if you're a franchise that's just looking to that's been struggling for a while, the first thing that you want to do is build excitement, sell tickets, and sell merchandise. And once you get a guy that builds excitement, and then you put in seats there, you're comfortable with a guy just making the playoffs for a while. That you'll play for that, because that turnaround, that consistent excitement and make the playoffs excitement, but kind of miss it. I understand you said like we want championships, but we're talking from organizational standpoint. You're okay also with that running hamster wheel of always being in the playoffs, because that also generates enough revenue for your franchise, for your fanatics to always kind of be on a rabid mode in a good way. And you squeak out one here, two there, you're okay. All you need to do is squeak out one up for a franchise, not for your time frame with a quarterback, but for your franchise. Like you do enough there, and you understand, like you can keep the revenue flowing and at a high enough place if you have the right excitable player. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm looking at how the future of the league is coming, the Patrick Mahomes, the Justin Herberts are going to start becoming basically. We're gonna start having a lot more Michael Vicks and a lot less Peyton Mannings. But when we get the Peyton Mannings, but the Peyton Mannings now gonna look like Patrick Mahomes, guys that can run just enough, right? Guys that not only can they throw already, but they also came in with some other kind of throwing background, like baseball, which still to me is probably the number one attribute I like looking for in my quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Because it just gives you different arm trajectories or launch angles, if you want to call it. So I know, I understand. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you that it's going to be tough. Like I said, as a GM, it'll be tough for me. I don't want to pay Lamar $250, but if that's what it takes to keep him, then I'm going to have to give it to him. I'm not going to like it, but that's kind of what like negotiate is like so. I would like to try to give him Deshaun Watson money, right? I would like to start there because I know that's the starting point, probably. I would like to give him $1 more million more than Deshaun Watson and see how he feels about that. And then maybe go $8 more million more, right? Go from 230 something to 240 something. And all around there. Because 250 I still feel uncomfortable with. Maybe 240 something I can see them having to do with today's market, today's trajectory. But also we all know that the salary cap, like they just had to redo, they're about to redo a whole bunch of television deals and everything. So we know that money's about to go up anyway. So what we're talking about at 245, you understand somebody like that, depending on how Zach Wilson is doing, in 4 years from now, he may be qualifying for 280. Qualifying for, not getting, he may be qualifying for. You know what I mean? Like you understand, because that's just where the numbers are just going to go to. So yeah, I still feel uncomfortable. Ultimately, I still feel uncomfortable giving him that kind of money. But you know what I mean? That's probably good what we have to do. And if I can get away with just giving him $1 more million guaranteed than Deshaun Watson, then that's what I'm giving him. And that's all it takes. If all it takes is $1 more million more, $3 more million more, and that's all it takes, then I'm okay with that. Because not for nothing, Cleveland did fuck up the market, but only if you're from an ownership standpoint, right? Or if you're looking at, or like as football fans, we always look at it from the team building standpoint, right? And team construction standpoint. But as far as quarterbacks go and other marquee guys in the league go, that's like what Deshaun Watson got is a big step for the league, because this is why now Lamar Jackson, like we thought like, oh, this ain't gonna be the norm. We can just be giving up these kind of well, there's a reason why Lamar Jackson is holding out. And there's a reason when we finally hear about him getting paid, it's probably gonna be a full guaranteed contract. Because of what just happened with Deshaun Watson. So now when it happens to Deshaun Watson, that happens with Lamar Jackson, guess what? It's going to happen again. Until pretty soon, what we just saw are the very first steps to setting the precedents to fully guaranteed contracts. Don't know when, but those are the first steps to it. When NFL contracts, you start, because also remember, I always tell everybody, right? I mention this all the time. NBA contracts aren't fully guaranteed. They don't have to be. There's nothing written anywhere that says that an NBA contract has to be fully guaranteed. It has just become commonplace for almost the last 25 to 30 years now that you get a fully guaranteed contract. All it takes is enough. All it takes is one. And now we see Lamar Jackson, and then two more after him. And then guess what starts happening? People are now going to start coming into the league wanting guaranteed contracts. And then once that starts happening, bam, guaranteed contracts in NFL players. Now, what needs to happen is that they need to take a bell curve down probably, right? And start handing out $165 million guaranteed contracts. No extra bullshit, whatever. But like, hey, there goes your contract. Start giving people 4 years, $160 million guaranteed contracts. Some shit like that. And start doing it that way instead of this 200-something million. And because when they start doing it, they're going to shorten these length of these contracts. No longer these going to be 5-year contract. No. We're going to hear 3-year, $90 million, fully guaranteed. There we go. 3-year, $120 fully guaranteed. Because they're not going to be able to trust having players there for long term, which again is going to benefit players, because if you can open up yourself to new money every 3 years versus every 5 to 6 years, you win. Who wants to be Scottie Pippen? You remember that? You guys all saw the whole documentary. $14 million contract for 7 years. And then all of a sudden, all that money went up and he's stuck. Tried holding up, but he couldn't. sign your contract. So I don't even mind this whole guaranteed contract thing. I just think like they need to bring that guaranteed money down and shorten those years up some so that it can start being 100% guaranteed contracts. But these are the first steps. These are the first steps of fully guaranteed contracts coming in the NFL. Listen, it may not happen fully until 2040, right? Who knows? But just remember that it's going to be Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and if they're gonna have to try to highlight somebody for it, they'll rather use Lamar Jackson over Deshaun Watson. Up until now, only because we don't know what's still hiding in Lamar Jackson's closet, if there is anything hiding in his closet. I'm seeing Peters over here having a discussion with the coach. A heated discussion with the coach. It was a passionate discussion with the coach. And you guys know that Peters already has a bad reputation. You seen players over there huddled around the coach like he's in the wrong. And then when he calmed down a little bit, you give him the coach a little hug, like, yo, I love you, coach. He was just trying to get across. See, there's always those passionate people that always get the bad rap. Like, he's like, I ain't gonna swing on you out on the dime. I'm just trying to get this point across. Like, yo, like, he's probably calling something fucked up, or something probably fucked up is being called, and he's trying to point it out to the coach, and coach ain't catching it, or he wants the coach to notice it. You know what? Coach may be brushing him off. You don't want that. You know what likes to be brushed off? We just lost Chill Will, but Chill Will was chewing though. He was in the background chomping a while ago. I just realized that's what was going on over there. Let's continue to roll up and roll out. We have a few more minutes before we have to take a hard break. And what all that hard break means is for our call-in podbean line. We end up losing them after 2 hours and have to reset that feed. So we're gonna end up resetting that podbean feed, but we already have the next one already reserved for you guys. So don't you guys worry. You guys can just come right back and you guys can come right back and log in. Everybody else, you'll see a simple commercial. You'll see a commercial or you'll hear a commercial. But we'll be right back in less than 60 seconds after that. And we'll continue to roll on and get this last hour of the show out the way. We'll even see if we even have another hour of the show out the way. We got some things to talk about. Did we even get into Curry? Not Curry. Kyrie. Man, it's been a hell of a weekend. You know what? I think this is a great time to go ahead and take this break. We'll be right back right here on the MyT Sports Podcast right after these messages. After these messages, we'll be right back.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond, I became a soldier.
All right, we're back with the MyT Sports Podcast. I am still your host, the one and only Mark Taylor. We're getting right back into the sports, right? All sorts of sports. New York, right? If you guys, you know what? Excuse me. As a New Yorker, right? The only reason why this wasn't one of those weekends again where we were just able to celebrate all New York teams winning. It's because two of those teams are taking on each other, right? With the Jets and the Bills. So the Bills weren't able to enjoy the party. Somebody was going to go home unhappy. Listen, I'm just happy that the Jets won. I'm just going to have to mention this again. I'm sorry. Gotta mention it again. I'm just happy the Jets won. Didn't even realize they had won. That's how crazy it was. It was just suddenly I'm kind of looking up and I'm like, oh, shit. Wait a minute. Not looking up, but I'm watching. And I'm seeing everything transpire. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's over? Like it's over. Yo, it's over. Hey, yo, like you, the ultimate joy. And speaking of, that's last week. That's last week. Right, there was just ultimate joy. Again, one of those games did not expect to win. Even myself wrote us off. Like, as a Jets fan, wrote us off. But the fact that, the fact that they still managed to come away with a victory, a nice little dub against Buffalo. I see. So, right, to be serious about it, right, up for a second. That's what really makes it such a great win. That not only was it unexpected, right? Didn't see it coming at all. But it was against a division rivalry team and also against a team that is supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. You put all of that in there, and like this is a hell of a win, Jets fans. So yeah, like we definitely should be flying high right now. Like, I want to hear from you guys, though. Well, if I have any Jets fans that's listening, you guys leave me a call. As you guys can remember, right? Go find us on Instagram, right? MyT Sports. There's no spaces, no nothing. MYT Sports, one word. Or join us through the Podbean app, right? Download the Podbean app. Go look for the MyT Sports underneath the live section, and just hit the call now button, and you'll be able to call in. Well, for the last couple of years, we've only had one option to call in, and we weren't taking the calls. We were taking calls through the Instagram line, but we'll take calls. We're taking calls through Instagram now. Just to let you guys know, we are definitely 100% taking calls from Instagram now. So let's do a quick review, right, of last week's picks, right, of what's now considered officially last week's picks, as this Monday night game is now officially over. Like over. Actually, it's not officially over. Should have said Lamar Jackson's over here signing autographs and shit. But I am gonna deem this as over. I think that it's not gonna be much here for us to worry about. I don't think that Baltimore's gonna be in one of these scenarios where you're like, I can't believe Baltimore threw away another. Listen, I don't want to have to eat my words either. Like, I'm really hoping that's not the case. Because we know these Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, there's a real reason why Peters is over there upset, and we know why. But let's stop stuttering. Let's get into it. All right. So we had our picks, and we did okay. Right? We did not bad. I keep telling you guys, if you listen to me, you'll make money. Right? That's all I can tell you. Right? If you listen to me, you'll make money. That's what we're trying to do. Right? We just out here, we just trying to make that money, that moolah, that guap. Right? We had that first game, the LA Chargers taking on the Atlanta Falcons, folks. Now we did the automated pick of 3, the automated pick of 8,000. Automated pick of 8,000 did not had a good day at the office at all. Right, get it this game wrong. KJ and I both had the Chargers. We both came away with that dub. Now, KJ did better than I did. Just let you guys know, KJ did better than I did by one game. See, for me, I told you, for me, it's the heart picks. It's just those picks against certain rival teams where I just really can't see myself picking them, and I can see the other team finding a way to beat them. But I'm telling you guys right now, anybody that Miami can beat, we can beat too. Right? I was just hoping that Chicago would beat Miami. That was not the case. Miami ended up coming away with that victory. Which, not for nothing, was a nice victory as well. Again, just one of those. See, like I told you guys, Chicago's just one of those teams that you just can't fully write off when you're playing them. Right? You can't at all. Because if you do, they'll embarrass you. The Miami Dolphins won this game 35-32. And it took every single last minute of this game for them to be able to be successful. Every minute. They needed it all. There wasn't one moment that they were allowed to pass. So you have to understand that you have to be real careful. That's just I say you have to be careful with that Chicago team because they're not a joke. Like there's a whole lot of power behind that one lucky punch that they may have. Right? Let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? So yeah, they put up what they had it was 35-32. Tua had another one of his games. Where do I have Tua stats at? There we go. $302 yards, 3 touchdowns. And at least he's not running the ball like he used to, right? Like that, and that's really the most, and that's probably the most important. Like that they're protecting him and he's protecting himself, because it's when Tua starts to run that you see the question marks. Tyreek Hill had over 100 yards, almost 150. Waddle had about 85, almost 100. Tua only fumbled once. And even then, I think they recovered that one. This whole team is beefing right now. There's about 29 seconds, and Lamar Jackson is barking about something. Well, they're putting the ball away. I don't know what the disconnect. I wish I was listening to this game. Right, and maybe we'll find out later on. I'll listen. I'll go stream some Baltimore feeds. Right. Look at his protection. Yo, that is not just like a padded vest. Or even just like the protection. Like they got a whole of a Kevlar underneath there protecting those ribs. He said bullshit, back up. That's if I'm reading this right. Listen, I'm not a lip reader. I'm a voiceover, but definitely not a lip reader. Yeah, that works. That definitely works. That's what makes Chicago. That's what makes Chicago so scary. Even as Jets fans, I told you they play hard. They don't win a lot of games, but they play hard, and they play hard enough just to push whoever their opponent is. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's probably why Chill Will is over here like saying, "Yo, we'll lose this game against Chicago," because it took every minute for Miami to beat them, and it took a last-minute field goal. If I'm not mistaken, it also took Chicago to miss a field goal. And did this game go into overtime? Am I remembering correctly? Did this game go into overtime? I'm trying to remember. What was the Jets game? One of these games went into overtime. It could have been this one. Let's see if I'm able to tell if they went into overtime. First quarter, second quarter, third, fourth, and the fourth. Nah, this wasn't this one. I thought they did. I honestly did. Listen, Dolphins fans, like there should be reason to rejoice here. Like, there's a lot of reasons for you guys to be happy. That's a big dub. Big dub for you guys. Listen, if I could be happy about the Buffalo win, right? Granted, I know it's a much different caliber team. Like, they could definitely be happy about the Chicago, because you know what? You want to take care. Ultimately, you want to take care of those teams, right? You want to take care of those teams, period. Because if they lose to that team, then we make fun of them. That's just why Jets fans, I'm like, you know what? You're more susceptible to lose against that team than they are. That's how I feel about that. I feel like the Dolphins are the better team, and then they had their acquisition in the free agency. They picked up Chubb. That's it. And they ended up getting Chubb. That If you're talking about trying to find the nice pieces so you could go gusto to help solidify your defense, oh yeah, the Chubby is where it's at. We had Carolina versus Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Automated pick 8,000 pick Carolina. We end up picking Cincinnati. Actually, you know what? Hold on. What? I thought I had this. Never mind. Like we end up picking Cincinnati. So did KJ. When I say we, I mean KJ and I. We both end up picking Cincinnati. I'm getting that right. So far, the only difference in our pick so far right now of KJ and I is the Chicago-Miami one. And you're going to see the next one here between Detroit and Green Bay. The one made to pick 8,000, pick Green Bay. Pick Detroit. So did I. And KJ wanted to go ahead and pick Green Bay. This is one of those shocking losses where Detroit beat Green Bay 15-9. And we're talking now. What is this now? 5 straight losses almost. Hold on. How many straight losses is this for Green Bay? Yeah, this may be pushing 5 straight losses, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But they're going down that spiral. And listen, we talked about this last week about Green Bay being one of those teams. On Wednesday, we talked about this. Was it Wednesday? Maybe it was Friday. But we talked about them being one of the teams that's not making it to the playoffs. And right now, they're on pace to be one of the teams from last year, one of these 6 teams from each division, right? 16, sorry, not 6 teams total. One of the 6 teams that made it to the playoffs last year that's not going to make it this year. Green Bay is very much, and we keep thinking like, you know what, they're gonna turn it around, they're gonna turn it around. The Green Bay Packers are now 3-6. They just gave the 1-6 at the time Detroit Lions their second victory of the season. This is 2 of the teams now we've talked about so far, right? When it came up down to the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. This is what I mean about them just fighting and them just finding a way to get it done. Like, these 2 teams are fighters. Jared Goff, nothing, right? 14 for 26, 2 touchdowns. And an interception, and more importantly, the dub. Got it to Jamal Williams for 84 yards, right? Got it to St. Brown for 55. DeAndre Swift for another 40. DeAndre Swift ran for also another 10. So, again, good defense, short fields. Don't kill your team at the end when they give you those short fields. So we ended up getting that one right. And after that, we had Indianapolis going into New England to take on New England. Automated picker 8,000 just did a horrible job. Picked Indiana. They picked Washington. They picked Las Vegas. They picked Arizona. They picked Tennessee. That's all the ones they got wrong. Now we'll go over all the ones that we got right over here, right? We both, KJ and I both picked New England. New England ended up beating the Indianapolis Colts, right? 3-26, completely destroyed them. Again, and this is what makes New England so dangerous. It's not what their quarterback can do, right? It's about what they do as a collective, as a team, right? It's about how Bill Belichick is going to coach up that team. He's going to have them ready. It's the game plan that he has for young, inexperienced quarterbacks or just mediocre quarterbacks. It takes a pretty decent freaking quarterback like to win against Bill Belichick. And Sam Ehlinger isn't going to cut it. Matt Ryan wasn't going to cut it either. But definitely not Sam Ehlinger. As if I'm not mistaken, Indianapolis Colts, they made a coaching change after this. They got rid of, I forgot the name of the coach they got rid of. But they signed, if I'm not mistaken, was it Jeff Saturday? Yeah. They ended up signing Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday was just in the booth recently. Not like how we all over here. He was over here potting. And they called him up and was like, hey, yo, pull up. And he was like, all right, bet. Like, I need to wear anything fancy? And it was like, nah, like, just throw a suit on. Like, all right, cool. And he pulled up on him. So we're gonna see them with a new philosophy. Hopefully, we will see if they get a change in attitude. Because Indianapolis Colts also another one of those teams for like the last 4 years, maybe we felt like maybe 3 years, 4 years, felt like they've had the squad, right, the team, right, Jonathan Taylor, enough pieces, right, good defense to go ahead and make a decent run. Only thing missing was their quarterback, and now you've seen them go through a couple of quarterbacks trying to find themselves, and it's just been one debacle after another. Wasn't too confident that they was going to be able to pull this one over New England, and just like how they have a no-name quarterback, right, who's basically just trying out for the first time, we kind of alluded to this earlier with you guys. So the New England Patriots, as not Mac Jones, well, it was Mac Jones, my bad. As Mac Jones is out here, 20 for 30, 147 yards and 1 touchdown. Nothing spectacular. Just enough to win the game. This is why when I'm looking at Jets fans, I'm like, yo, what do you want more than the W? You understand? Because these games right now, where you look at it like, yo, these are developmental games. The more important part here is winning. Zach Wilson, 18 for 25, 154. Do you remember what I just said about Matt Jones? 20 for 30, 147. 20 for 30, 147. 18 for 25, 154. And a touchdown. The dub is what's most important. They put up 26 points though. God damn. How many points the Jets had? 20. Not that far off. This game was crazy. It was wild to me from the beginning. Because just thinking that, yo, you covered the spread at least. Right? You were covering the spread. And the fact that you was covering the spread during the whole game at halftime, the whole entire time, right, was almost going to be win enough. Because for the people that picked the Jets to cover the spread, right, you're like, yo, right? Or the few people that even picked the Jets straight up, like, yo, you banked. It's like how the Mattress King banked on the Houston Astros winning the World Series. Bet 10 million, came out with 75 million. Houston Astros, your World Series winner. All right, so just feel like what more do you want sometimes? Like sometimes you just get greedy. Sometimes you just get greedy. I wasn't greedy enough to say like, yo, the Jets are gonna win this game. I have stuck by my philosophy. I am doing some George Costanza shit for real. Like if there's even a thought in my head and I'm thinking like, you know what, the Jets are gonna win this game. I'm like, nope. Pick them to lose. Like stop it with your fender. Like I with the Jets, I am full. Listen, I was at a point where I'm picking the Jets to lose almost every game because I'd rather right now pick them to lose games and they win in real life than me find a way to pick them because they're my team and pick them with my heart, and then they lose. And I was like, yeah, I told you guys, because too many times I tell you guys I'm picking with my heart. These times, like, nope, I am going the opposite of what my heart says. And so far, it has helped get my team to a 6-3 victory. Yup, I have helped with that. Next up, we have Minnesota taking on the Washington Commando. I like to call them the water closets, right? Because they just keep getting shitted on by every single team. And the next victim were the Minnesota Vikings, where Kirk Cousins put on one of his "Do You Like That" games. KJ and I both picked Minnesota. And the irony of the pick is that you just look, is Kirk Cousins playing in prime time? You don't even look to see who he's playing first. You look to see if he's playing in prime time. If he's not playing in prime time, then you have a chance. And then you kind of look at his opponent and be like, oh yeah, that's definitely it. But if it's a prime time game, it doesn't matter who he's playing. They could be playing the Houston Astros. They could be playing the Georgia Bulldogs. They're gonna lose that game if it's in prime time. Kirk Cousins is allergic to that bright light. 100%. Feeling this. Feeling all of this. How we looking? Yeah. So no doubt Minnesota end up coming away with that victory, folks. 20-17. They squeaked it out, but still the dub nonetheless. We had Las Vegas Raiders lose to Jacksonville Jaguars. KJ and myself both had Jacksonville Jaguars coming away with the dub as they end up winning 27-20. If I'm not mistaken, again, this is a game where if that Las Vegas had the lead and they end up blowing this, and just like the games that Baltimore were losing, like they're starting to pile up of games that you were up and then all of a sudden that you end up losing it. So you can see that Derek Carr and these boys are not having the same kind of year that they had last year. And the Las Vegas Raiders are also falling into the category of one of those teams that made it to the playoffs last year and is not going to make it into the playoffs this year. And then again, as we see again, two of the teams that we were concerned about, right? At least two of the teams so far that we've concerned about out of what was four, right? So far we've gotten to three of them. We got Chicago that we went over, right? They lost, but they only lost by 3 to Miami, right? We talked about Detroit. They end up beating Green Bay. We talked about Jacksonville. They end up winning against Las Vegas Raiders. And these teams that we talk about, like, yo, it's not guaranteed that they're going to wet the bed. And the other one I said we're going to win is Miami. In Miami. Last game of the season. That's some emotional shit too. But I'm also hoping that by the end of that game, somebody's going to be suffering for some emotional damage. I mean, that's what I'm really hoping for in that game. Arizona lost to Seattle at home. Geno Smith, we told you once, we've told you twice. Listen, you can keep writing this dude off, but he ain't writing back. KJ and I again were synchronized in this pick, and we both had had Seattle beating Arizona. They did 31 to Seattle, right? As I've mentioned before, if Geno Smith is not the comeback player of the year, then I am gonna need a better case. Where when I said it was like, yeah, you know what, you kind of right, because is Tua a comeback player of the year? Like, nah, I don't think he is. But you know what though? I can possibly see them giving it to Tua. But Geno Smith, 26 for 34, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also ran 6 times for 38 yards. His team's leading rusher. Noah Fant got 96 receptions. Lockett 67. DK got 37 yards. And Geno Smith is basically the evolution up from Tua, Matt Jones, and Zach Wilson. And what I mean evolution up from those guys, meaning that when you're still playing kind of safe football, but you trust him a little bit more and allow him to start cooking a little bit more. That's what that is. Right, but we weren't fooled by that game, right? We definitely picked Seattle. Like I said, like it's Geno Smith just impressive. Even though, right, like I said, right now they're at 6-3, right? They're at 6-3 right now. And the thing that makes him look so impressive is that he looks how Russell Wilson used to look. That's the crazy thing. And we all remember Russell Wilson's success early before he wanted to start cooking. And even for the most part, even after he started cooking, it was still basically the same thing. But he constantly complained about, yo, you know what? The offensive line this, the offensive line that. Well, you know what? Starting to see that, and he's admitted it to it at times, right? That the offensive line isn't the issue here. You just trying to do too much, right? Trying to get that extra throw-in, trying to be the star, trying to be the man, trying to be the hero, all the goddamn time, you put yourself in dangerous situations. And I think the people are done falling for it. I think that's the crazy thing about it. The automated pick of 8,000. I'm sorry, automated pick of 8,000 and KJ both picked Tampa Bay to win this game. I picked the LA Rams to win. That was an emotional pick as well. So if you guys didn't just listen to me on the emotional stuff, which were the Dolphins game, the Jets game, and the Chiefs game, right? You would have picked Buffalo, right? But to win, but you would have lost that. But you would have picked Tampa Bay, and you also would have picked the Dolphins. And that would have been the only game you would have lost. Like if I was playing a football pool, right? And these were my picks right here, LA Rams, Buffalo, and thing. Those probably would have been the only three I would have changed. Knowing how I felt about those emotionally. I'd have been like, yo, those are the only games I know I have to generally go back and be like, you know what? Let's go ahead and flip this. You wildin'. Yeah, on that cheat, I would have given my just a chance. Because why not? I probably wouldn't have. I probably maybe would have talked myself into Buffalo and still would have had that one loss. Yeah, you just saw me scratch my whole entire side. That shit was itching. Fuck. I'm trying to see something. I know my Instagram people are like, yo, where you go? Let me come back before I lose you guys for real, for real. Oh, maybe too late. We had Kansas City beating Tennessee. The only person that had Tennessee was the automated picker, and then we all had Baltimore across the board. Which the only thing that had me nervous, right, is that we all had it across the board, but it wasn't enough of us, right? Like I think when it's only like three of us, like when it's only like 2-3 of us, I think it's okay. When it's more of us, that's when we start to feel a little problematic. But this is also one of the times that you was hoping that. Even if the curse of the unanimous picker, that they would have found a way to come away with the dub, and that's what Baltimore did. I think the only thing we were worried about with Baltimore in this game was a possible late game comeback after they were already up, and we got in the clear with that one. Let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? Because if you guys were paying attention, right, that's basically only 3 losses. KJ only had 2. And the automated picker only had 4 correct answers. Miami, Detroit, the Jets, and Tampa. It's funny that it had all of the division correct, and then Detroit out of all teams. Like that's the one team, that's the one other team that it had right. That's funny to me. All right, can we get this cut? Yeah, if you don't mind, that is right. Like, can I get this cut? Because I think we're done with our picks for today, and I think I'm ready to. Exactly. Thank you, my guy. Thank you. How much time do we have left here on the podcast? Like that would be the best question to ask. Let's see. Oh, okay. We got about 30 minutes left. All right. We may cut out sooner than 30 minutes. Not a lot is really here right now. That's kind of left, right? I mean, there's still a whole Kyrie issue lingering, and that issue has taken a turn where I guess people have now gotten their pound of flesh, right? Kyrie Irving has been suspended for posting the pic art of a video that promotes anti-Semitic rhetoric. I had a conversation with one of my good friends earlier today, and I can understand the slippery slope that this may start providing, right? where it could be said that you posted something innocently, right? And yet, due to upcoming weather, we are canceling practice this week. Oh shit! Wait, let's see it. Happiest birthdays to my soul sister. Oh shit! Happy birthday to Stephanie Ann as well. Listen, yo, if Nikki loves you, then we love you too here on the Mighty Sports Podcast. We find Nikki absolutely sensational. I have to get out my social media. I have no reason to be on my social media right now at all, but yet here I am, and there's only one reason. God damn. Okay, I'm done. I'm back. You guys got me. Full undivided attention again. So if you guys haven't right, we all now have our pound of flesh when it comes to Kyrie, right? And I shouldn't say we, but everybody has gotten their wish, right? Most people, and I shouldn't say everybody, most people. Some people, there's still there's a good portion of the population, right, that knows about what's going on with Kyrie and thinks that, you know what, Kyrie did nothing wrong, and I don't understand somebody losing their job or being canceled or this, blah, 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 just for having an opinion, because now we're judging people for their opinions, right? And we can't have different opinions than other people. I'm like, you know what? You can't have different opinions than anybody else, right? That's never been the case. But you know what? On its lowest common denominator, if somebody has, depending on what kind of opinion somebody has other than you, right? That is different than you, different than yours. If you find it to be egregious enough, you'll stop fucking with them, right? At the bare minimum, you'll just start like, you know, you ain't gonna bash their head in, you ain't go out. You could just stop fucking with them. And that's what the NBA did. The NBA said, you know what's cool, Kyrie, you can have this opinion, you could, like, if you want to keep this posted, but we don't have to fuck with you. Those companies, what they said to Kyrie, like, you know what, we don't gotta fuck with you. Sorry, Kyrie. Like, this is what you, like, yeah, you get it. You can say whatever you want. You can post whatever you want. Go do whatever the hell you want. But if you do this, we don't have to associate ourselves with you. And guess what? You know what? There's people out there that will. But we're not going to be one of them. And that's all they said. That's really all they said. Listen, I know one day, like, listen, I'll probably have the ops coming for me too. I said some outlandish shit my damn self. Look, I gotta go. Listen, 478 episodes. Go listen to them all. I'm pretty sure you'll find something in there. As progressive as I am, I still have my barbaric moments, and I'll tell you now at any given time, I am not without my own flaws. Like, you know, they say players fuck up. I just find it, like, you know what though? I was talking to KJ. Right? Remember, not KJ, we was talking to Chill Will earlier. Like how we was talking about how all of those teams were doing well, right? How Utah was doing well, but also Minnesota was doing well, and also how Cleveland was doing well. And how Donovan Mitchell, he's over there in the top 5 in scoring, averaging 31.4 points per game. I didn't even mention that Rudy Gobert was over here averaging 13.9 rebounds a game. Right, like, so it's really crazy what's going on there. Like, it's one of those few times that you see a massive trade that breaks down a superstar team, and not only do the two teams that they traded those two stars to are getting better, which what they were supposed to, right? And you see them flourishing, highly flourishing, right? But you also see the team that lost the 2 stars flourishing highly. Now, I know we've seen in the past, like maybe like when Denver lost Carmelo Anthony for a couple of years, like they were really balling, that cohesiveness, right? That tight-knit bunch. I would say it's so much easier. It's so much easier in those small towns, right? Denver, Utah's, Portland, San Antonio's. When things are rough, there's nothing to do for basketball. Like, basketball is the biggest thing in the town if it's played right. Everywhere else, like, there's so much stuff. Like, we got Broadway. Like, we got Broadway. Oh, wow. You know who else got Broadway? And we got South Beach, La Playas and Putas. LA got the Walk and La Playas and Putas. LA got it both, right? LA got it both. They have their own little Broadway. They got the Star, right? And then also they have the South Florida. They have that Florida weather too. That South Florida weather, that palm tree weather. That even though there's a mini hurricane passing by, the lowest temperature we got right now in the beginning of November is 74 degrees. And I know there's places already that already hitting single digits. Go look. What was the temperature like in Chicago? Or I don't think Chicago's that cold yet. Minnesota. Go check out them. Yeah, I think they starting to get ridiculously cold already. Like, unbearably cold. Like, how the hell are you this cold so early cold? Man, are we going to do our picks on Wednesday? No. I told you guys I may have. Listen, I'm going to try my best to give you guys a show on Friday. But it's Veterans Day. Taking that day off. Right? I got my own things to do. Right? I'm going to go ahead and relax. Kick it. Possibly make some money. But also my homeboy DJ Scepter's going to be DJing at Naked Taco. Right? From 6 to 11. So I'm going to make sure that I'm there early. I don't know how early is early. I say early, but I'm not saying I'm going to get there at 6. I mean, I get there to like 9:17. Excuse me. You be mad at me. I'm sure I get there early. So I get the crowd moving. Get pumped the fuck up. Get drunk my damn self. I wonder if Nikki's going to be there. I should find out what time. I need to find out if she's going to be there or not. If not, make sure I send a personal invite. Like, hey, yo, Friday, let's go chop it up. Snail pacing this one, people, and I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. You can't rush a good thing. I'll snail pace the fuck out of this one. You know what they say when it's worth the squeeze, right? I'm risking it all. This my last time shooting on the table. Yo, speaking of lucky shots, shout out to Crown Royal, right? Crown Royal. I'm tripping. Shout out to Crown Jewel, right? Crown Jewel. You saw Logan Paul. You see Logan Paul take on Roman Reigns in that match, right? In that pay-per-view event, and they did the pay-per-view or the main event at Crown Jewel. Before we talk about the main event at Crown Jewel, it's funny because it's the little reminders that you get that they're in another country, right? Because Crown Jewel is their Saudi Arabia pay-per-view event. I think this may be the 3rd or 4th year they've done this, and because of the laws in Saudi Arabia, I remember the first Crown Jewel, the women wrestlers could not participate in the matches. They could not wrestle. By the time they made their second appearance there, they changed up the rules. And you can see they weren't really prepared for it. It was really basic. No creativity was put into it. And you can see the difference between year 2 and whatever year this is. This is year 4. And what I'm talking about is that when the women were allowed to finally wrestle, right, they couldn't have any skin showing, obviously, outside of hands, above the neck, stuff like that. They couldn't have any skin showing. So what ended up happening is that for the most part, they had on maybe maybe a pair of tights or their tights if they were a tights individual, and they had on a t-shirt with some long sleeve like black long johns or something like that, and that's how they wrestled. Well, you can see the complete difference now, where it's now in an outfit that now helps represent each talent, right? Each wrestler's personality. And even though they're still covered up, right? It took me a while, like to realize that. Wait a minute, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, something is different. Like I'm looking at the outfits, I'm like, oh, this is a nice outfit, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, something is slightly different in this outfit, and I realized somebody like Bianca Belair that normally has like where her top is basically like a spandex kind of tank top that shows her stomach and her shoulders and arms are out. All of that is covered. Now, I thought I noticed little things like it being kind of see-through in the belly area, a little see-through on the thigh area, right? Like it not be completely solid, like you may be able to see. I thought I may have noticed that. But you see it being a complete change where it was years ago. And that's that's progression one, right, for their sport, and maybe even for the land a little bit, but also not for nothing, right? The ladies just being left out because of that, what was real shitty. Like not to say anything. Ooh, kind of mad I saw this, but I'm glad I did. The New York Knicks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 120-107. Okay, you know what? Let's see if I can pull up the highlights from the Knicks game. Let's see if they already have that available. You kind of do. Well, that's the wait. Wait. No. They do not. They do not. Not quite yet. I should have just pulled up the scores, right? The stats for this game and see what the hell happened. But hell yeah, good game for the Knicks. But that's a game that they needed big time, right? And that's a game that you didn't expect them to win. And funny, we were talking about Rudy Gobert. We was just talking about Rudy Gobert and how he's been performing. Their team, and their team was 5-8, and now they're 5-6. And the New York Knicks improved to 5-5. And this was very much a game you thought that they could lose. Not just the fact that they have Karl-Anthony Towns, but the fact that they have Rudy Gobert and they have Anthony Edwards. Like all of that combined, and you thought, you know what, this is possibly a game they can lose. But let's see what we had here. Jericho Sims came off the bench, 17 minutes, 4 points, 4 rebounds, not really much there. You see R.J. Barrett with a steady 22 points. Jalen Brunson with a steady 22 points. Julius Randle with 31. So that's what we need from Julius Randle. Julius Randle has to be a 30-burger. He has to be the guy that puts up 30 points a game, while R.J. and Brunson puts up 20 them damn selves. Like that's the only way we're going to. Damn, she's so damn fine. This is unfair. Damn, she's so damn fine. You deserve to feel yourself. Shit. My bad. Distracted again. See, it happens every time I go to Instagram, right? I'm trying to start the video live, and I get distracted. And, you guys saw it. You guys are here with me. You see what happened. Distracted like a motherfucker. Wait. So we was talking about the Knicks, right? But yeah, that's what the Knicks are gonna need that from Julius Randle. If Julius Randle is gonna be a piece on this team, that's just about what he has to get. Is that he has to go back to being the Randle from the year that we made it to the playoffs, but just being more efficient and not having a high usage rate or high dribble rate. Right? I know that's weird to say, right? Because I guess you want him to have like a decent amount of the touches, but he has to be that guy. And if he's not that guy, then RJ has to step up. 22 points a game isn't bad, but 22 points okay is okay. I know for a couple of years that's what Jimmy Butler was doing, and nobody really thought Jimmy Butler was that guy until one day Jimmy Butler became that guy out of nowhere. Nobody really else had any spectacular performances that I can see or standout performance that I can see. I'll have to see Obi Toppin's actual game. He only had 15 points and 7 rebounds off the bench. I'll actually just have to see his performance because Obi Toppin is one of those individuals that you have to really watch to understand how he may impact the game. It may say 15 points, but those 15 points could have involved at least like 2 alley-oops, a putback, and definitely 6 monster dunks. So that's gonna be interesting. You definitely see the Knicks definitely working on the board. 8 boards for Randall, 7 boards for Obi Toppin, 6 boards for Hartenstein. You see Manuel quickly came over and put up 9 points. Let's see what some of these team stats look like, these team comparisons. So the Minnesota Timberwolves shot better than the Knicks, 38 for 81, shooting 46%, damn near 47. Right, New York Knicks were 39 for 89. Now, I see where I can definitely see where the New York Knicks end up making up and winning this game at. They made 19 3-pointers in this game and shot 40%. And they held the Minnesota Timberwolves down to 26%, making 11 of 41 attempts. I don't know why. I didn't even realize that's 26%, because that damn near looks like, well, I would say that looks like 40% to me, but 26 is even worse. No, 25%. I am tripping. Free throw line, the Knicks were 23 for 25, shooting 92%. That's not that much of a difference. 20 for 24. They only missed 4 shots, shooting 83%. That was really just about volume, really more than anything. That ain't about volume. That's just splitting hairs. But we see these total rebounds, right? The New York Knicks win the rebound battle 43 to 39. But more importantly, and even probably more impactful, is the offensive rebounding, right? As they go get 9 rebounds out of 9 offensive rebounds compared to their 4, Minnesota's 4, that is, right? Assist game, Minnesota won that 28 to 26. Minnesota had more blocks, 8 to 2, right? But we New York Knicks definitely got more steals than them, 13 to 7, right? Making that turnover ratio 16 for the Knicks and 17 for Minnesota, right? Points in the paint, Minnesota had 50 of them things compared to New York's 38. Again, we see when New York made their bread and butter a lot was from behind the arches. They made 19 3-pointers again. And then we see that the Knicks committed 23 fouls versus Minnesota's 18. The Knicks kind of lost this game. I'm not going to lie to you. They kind of lost this game. When I'm looking at this, right, without seeing the score, Minnesota shot a better field goal percentage, right? 3-pointers, you can see them being outscored in 3-point range. Free throws is just about even, right? They out free thrown by about 3. Rebounds, they're out rebound by 4. The offensive boards, okay, you know what? I see how it kind of looks bad. But then more assists, right, by 2. More blocks, 8 to 7. Less steals, 13 to 7. More, actually, I'm tripping. I was saying these points. You know what? No, it was those points in the paint. It was those points in the paint and the fouls. Like 50 points in the paint, 18 fouls. But no, like to me, they look like they were like, when we look at it, Knicks got themselves a good one at the Target Center. Like, that is what's up. That's a good victory. That's back-to-back dubs to be at 50% right now. Like I said, Julius Randle, 31 points, 8 rebounds. Brunson, 23 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. like RJ Barrett, 22. Like that's what they need. Right there. Those three guys need to give you 75 points a game. I don't care how they do it. Like really, really, don't care how they do it. These three guys need to give you 75 points per game. And I'm gonna take an early tally. And maybe I'll put it up on the board. And we'll see how many wins and losses, right, they get when those three guys, like what's the over under of wins and losses when those guys are put up 75 points or more, or 75 points or less. Like that's gonna be the probably the thing to look at, because that's probably gonna be the key to our success. Those three guys, because think about this, right? Let's think about this. I know it doesn't look flashy and you don't really hear the names and stuff, but during the era of the big three, right? Boston's big three, Miami's big three. If we heard that those guys were all averaging about 25 points per game, you're like, yo, that's what you need from them. And that's probably how those three guys are gonna end up winning the majority of their games. Whether it was James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade, or Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. He was out here thinking, oh yeah, those guys can put up about 25 points per game or give you 75 points as a total. They should be good. And if you add that 75 to another 15 points from Obi Toppin, that's 90. That's not counting anything out of Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Hartenstein, or anybody else. So these are good signs. We're gonna go back and look. We're gonna go back and look at the rest of these numbers, right, to see exactly how much they scored and how. And thank God it's only like 8 games, right? But that may be the trend to look for. 75 points, folks. You know what? I think we're gonna cut this here. You know what? We got 10 minutes. Right, we got 10 minutes. I can give you 10 minutes, right? Only because before I leave, I wanted to talk about Crown Jewel, right? The pay-per-view event. I wanted to keep talking about it because I talked about the women, right, and what they did, and how I noticed how the altering of their apparel in their last woman standings match, that was Bianca Belair and Bayley. But then we have the men's pay-per-view, right, with Roman Reigns and Jake Paul. And I've told you this in the past, and it was funny. This time around, I think you kept on hearing Wade Barrett say it, and it's no lie. Logan Paul may be the greatest 3-match wrestler ever, especially to not be in the sport. His natural abilities in athleticism, in promotions, in being disliked, in ring presence. He naturally has these. Or they've been, if he doesn't naturally have them, then they've been fine-tuned to perfection already. But these are things that he naturally has. He's willing to do the high-flying moves. He's willing to bask in the spotlight. He's willing. Oh, man. And this match was great because you seen him. I think you saw him in his first match win with The Miz, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then in the second match, he beat The Miz in a one-on-one competition. And now in this one, you get to see him against Roman Reigns and his size against Roman Reigns. I'm telling you right now, you don't do this out of coincidence. You don't just give Logan Paul a championship match out of coincidence. Logan Paul, right? The real American Logan Paul. He is going to be a WWE superstar. Like, you can't tell me that in 3 matches as a celebrity fighter, right? As somebody's making a guest appearance. Now, I mean, Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson did. Not Mike Tyson. Mr. T did, if I'm not mistaken. Or did he just do a heavy? Or did he just do a tag team match? But I mean, Jesus, like I can't talk well enough about him. But you know what? If what I saw is right, he may have really like fucked up some ligaments in his knees, which ironically is exactly what Roman Reigns said he was gonna do to him because he was an outsider. And what they do to outsiders, they kind of stretch them out. They kind of stretch them out a little too far, so that things kind of pop, snap, or twist. You may have seen that. Speaking of, just my knee the other day, I really did. And I did something weird. I was just like pivoting out of the car and twisted my knee. And I was like, "Yo, my knee is really twisted right now." like I just had to ice it up or whatever, and wear like a knee sleeve for the rest of the day just to keep things secure. So that because before the knee sleeve, you know how everything is still kind of loose. It's like when you hyperextend your knee. I do that a lot too. Hyperextend my knee, but when that happens, it's just like, oh my god! It's like almost every other step, like you feel it wobble out of place. That was happening, so I had to get everything realigned. And you know what? We are gonna roll up and roll out for the last time here on the MyT Sports. Oh, Natalie, it's about to happen here on the MyT Sports Podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening. Right? Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Right on whichever platform that you may be listening or watching at. I ask you if you can make it down to YouTube or make it down to Twitch, whichever one you have access to, and definitely give us a like, share, and follow over there. Those ones, believe it or not, the YouTube and Twitch ones hold a little bit more weight than others, right? So if you have those, definitely go there. If you're wondering, what's a Twitch? I don't even know. I don't even think I have Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you definitely have Twitch. And not only do you have Twitch, you have Twitch Prime for free as well. Sign up for your Twitch account. Go find your homeboy. Go find your boy. Right? Get signed up. Right? Let me wait. Parting words, right? Parting words. Normally, you guys are used to some kind of parting words, right? I'm over like I'm a substitute teacher. Right? Parting words. Okay. Always remember that the key to life is a penis in your household. Let's always remember that, brethren. The key to life, my youth, is a penis in your household. Stay mighty, my friends.